y'all doing? I hope all is well. I gotta tell you something. There's some sad days out here, and this is one of them. Oh my goodness. Now this happened a day or two ago, but rest in peace, Ashley. DJ, stop the beat. This lady that you see on the screen, her name is Ashley. I do have the phone lines up right here. Y'all probably already heard about this story. And if you haven't, I'm going to tell you a little bit, okay? Now, you see on the screen, and let me know if you guys can hear me. You know, today ain't the day to be playing games. Press 1 if you can hear me loud and clear. And I apologize in advance for yelling. And I'm probably going to act a fool on this live. So I'm going to let you guys know. Please forgive me. Okay? Yeah. So, okay, we got that out the way. And shout out to moderators. I love y'all. Y'all are real. Y'all my real family, to be honest with y'all. And some of y'all, we are blood. Anyway, you see the man on the screen with the baby blue, with the hat backwards. Okay, you see all them kids. Those are his kids. He has 6 kids with this woman. She's wearing baby blue too, baby blue and white. And her name is Ashley, okay? And her boyfriend, her baby daddy, was the one that was taking her out in this life. Sliced and diced her, stabbed her 18 times. Yeah. 18. And ain't nobody marching, ain't nobody saying nothing. Don't y'all get tired of this? Every day we hear about these situations with these black girls and these husbands and boyfriends and baby daddies is taking them out. Can we get a law for that? Okay? And it's ridiculous. It really is. And I'm looking at the news report, child. Oh, they talking about it's a man that took her out. I said, no, why don't they say what it is? Her baby daddy, her boyfriend that took her out of here. Why can't they say it like that? And then I go into the black box to see what they saying. Child, they talking about these people are acting crazy. These niggas acting crazy. Call it what it is. Because if it was a black girl doing it, y'all put a label on it. Well, these black girls, they just losing their mind. Look at these black girls. They on some demon time. But when it's black niggas doing it, y'all want to call these motherfuckers people and people acting crazy and people acting stupid. Nah, it's these niggas out here. Okay? Yeah. But feel free to call in and tell me what you guys think about that. Yes, child. 18 times. He's definitely a demon was on him or something, or that's what he is. Okay, 18 times in a car, in her truck, in daylight. This nigga don't care, you know? And I don't care. Okay, so I have this right here too. Let me put this off the screen. Now, he's related to her, I believe, and he's speaking about this as well. So let's
say she was loyal to this man.
You hear that?
A call for other women.
Play.
And when I say she was loyal to this man, very loyal, diehard loyal, do anything for him. And I mean, they just got engaged recently. And so for this to happen, it's not shocking, but it's tragic.
Ashley Lochart died Saturday after police say she was brutally stabbed.
You see that? You see that shit? You see that? She was loyal. See what loyalty gets your ass? But they don't want to talk about that. You know, you be so nice, sweet, and feminine to these niggas and they take you out of here. You know? She was loyal. Did you hear that? I'm looking in the comment section. Good evening. I'm late. What happened? What didn't happen? Her baby daddy sliced her 18 times out in the daylight. Okay? That's what happened 18 times. And they said it was so bad he left the slice dicer in her head. Okay? Yeah. He got Y'all not mad enough for me. And this is who it is. I mean, for y'all just coming up in here, y'all not mad enough for me. I guess y'all so damn numb to black men doing this to black women. They should be on a damn march right now, marching up the streets against these niggas. Because Lord knows if it was, I'm going to go there. If it was a Caucasian cop that did this to a black man, y'all be marching up and down the street. Can you imagine if it was a white cop that sliced and diced a black man 18 damn times? Oh my God, you wouldn't hear the end of it. But let a black man do this to his girlfriend, baby mama, or wife. Y'all don't got shit to say about it. Y'all act like y'all back in 100 years ago. Remember when it was legalized for their husbands and boyfriends to R their girlfriends or to R their wives or to kill their wives? You know, that shit still happened back in India. They call it what, honorable killing or whatever, where husbands have the right to take their wives' lives away from them. Are we still living in them days? Huh? Because y'all so fucking quiet. And these niggas is quiet as hell too, quiet as a damn mouse. You know, it's sickening. It really is. It really is. And we gonna need y'all to call in about this shit. They don't give a damn about these damn kids. They don't care. Smart Cookie said, nah, the kids have no one. Sorry, bastard. Smart Cookie, if you want to be for real, they never had a goddamn daddy. His ass was always on that demon time. You don't think he was whooping her ass in front of these girls? Huh? You don't think he was a monster in front of these girls? They don't wake up being a monster overnight. His ass been a demon. He been doing this shit. Oh, God. And I blame the damn parents, too. Where her mama at? Where her daddy at? Where his mama and daddy at? Can we have an interview with they ass? What the fuck they was on? Huh? Oh, stop. Please don't teach your daughter to be so damn loyal to these demons. What the fuck? And please teach your sons, do not be a demon. You know, you don't own nobody. You don't possess nobody. Be thankful somebody want to share life with you. Be thankful somebody is opening up your heart. Be humble and thankful and grateful that you have a girlfriend or a person that want to have the kids and want to share life with you. But they don't owe you shit. You don't owe her. She don't owe you a goddamn thing. Be thankful. Be humble. That's what y'all need to be teaching these niggas out here and your sons. Be thankful and appreciative when you have somebody as special in your life where you want to bear, you know, have kids with them. Y'all want to, you know, go in on a baby and want to have a family. Be appreciative of that. Be thankful. That is precious. That is nothing to take lightly. You don't own her, okay? I don't give a fuck if you paying for all the bills. You don't own her. No, you do not. You don't own nobody. You're not. No. You don't taking to somebody else's life, and for what? I hope they take your booty hole. I hope they do rituals all up in your goddamn booty hole up in that prison. Shit. But anyway, let me calm my ass down where the fucking beat at, okay? And I'm sure gonna need y'all to call in. I don't even know how to start with this damn live, to be honest with you. Where the phone line at? Yeah, and I'm cussing and the goddamn kids. Ooh, I hope they don't cut my ass off on here. All right, so I'm gonna look in the comment section since y'all ain't called yet. Sometimes the only thing that can stop these abusive men is the pow pow. Well, you know what? Why even can we get to a point where we're not even using violence? But yeah, I mean, if it's get to that point where the only time you can do is the pow pow, because they said that she did call the police and she has something against this nigga. Okay, people want to know, well, why was she in the car with him at this time? I don't know. You know how these niggas are. Maybe he threatening her. Maybe he said, I know the kids, said I'm going to do something with the kids. You know how these niggas is. You know, leave people alone. You know, if you can't take, she don't want to be with your ass, take your own stuff out of here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, get on my, oh.
Stabbed multiple times in this minivan by her boyfriend, Raymond Thompson. This surveillance video obtained by Fox 29.
I don't know if we can show all that, but I guess that's him. Oh, you can't even see his ass, no way. That's him, the gold car, that's her in the car. He went up there and 18 times.
Shows Thompson
Yes, 18 times.
Minutes before the attack. The DA's office confirms that Thompson was well known to police and that Ashley had filed a protection from abuse order against him. But despite the PFA, they were still living together.
I don't have specifics to answer for you on this man's record. I do know that it's very lengthy. And I know the case is extremely sad and very, very troubling. I would agree with that for sure.
And this particular victim obviously did the right thing. For some reason, she was back with this man in that particular van. I don't know the circumstances of that. I don't know why that was. But sadly enough, she's not going to be here to tell us what happened.
The DA says Thompson turned himself in Saturday right after the stabbing, which is little comfort to Ashley's family, grieving the loss of the mother who had 6 children with Thompson, the youngest just 5 months old.
She loved everybody. She had a reputation of just compassion and love. And for her children, she was a nurturer.
The family has set up a GoFundMe to help Ashley Lochart's 6 children, ranging in age from 5 months to 10 years old. If you'd like to donate, we have a link.
You hear that? She was a nurturer. She was nice, feminine, and sweet. Fuck all that feminine shit and all that sweet shit, because they don't appreciate that feminine, sweet shit. It's gonna get your ass 6 feet under. You better stand up for your damn self and stop letting these niggas jog y'all ass out and disrespect y'all and cheat on y'all. Okay? You better get some common sense with your ass. Cause they don't give a up. They don't care. You can cook with their meals. You can eat their ass. You can do whatever you have 10, 50 of their goddamn kids. They still gonna treat you like a common hoe in these damn streets. They still gonna take your life
Link on our website.
like they own you. Yes, they would. You see this. You see this. You see this, and you hear it all the damn time.
Murdered inside a minivan, investigators say, by her own boyfriend. Tonight,
Check it out. Outside her own minivan by her boyfriend. Now, when she bought that minivan, do you think that she thought, or it was something that crossed her damn mind and said, you know what, this minivan is going to be a death to me. This minivan that I'm buying for my family, this minivan that I'm buying for my kids to go back and forth to school, this minivan I'm taking for my kids to go to the park for, our family, it's going to be the death of me. His ass going to take my ass out in this minivan, slice my ass 18 times, and I'm going to make worldwide news. Huh? She didn't have that idea. She didn't think that shit. It could be any of y'all. It could be anybody, And then all you hear, she was so nice. She was so mothering. She was so sweet. She was so submissive. She was so feminine. All this bullshit. Stand up for yourself. Fuck a TD Jakes. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? If she was more, I guess, independent and didn't allow this nigga back in her life and stand strong and, made this nigga take accountability. I don't give a fuck if they say a man, or you acting like a man or whatever. Her ass will still be here for her damn kids, But anyway, call in. Let us know how y'all feel about this, because I'm telling y'all how I feel.
we're learning more about the victim and what led up to this tragedy. Fox 29's Ellen Kaloje reports.
That mother of 6 children was brutally stabbed in front of this grocery store in broad daylight on Saturday. And now the father of her children is charged with murder, and her family hopes that her death serves as a wake-up call for other women.
And when I say she was loyal to this man, very loyal, diehard loyal, do anything for him. And I mean, they just got engaged recently. And so for this to happen, it's not shocking, but it's tragic.
Ashley Lochart died Saturday after police say she was brutally stabbed multiple times in this minivan by her boy.
I don't want to hear this shit no more. Call in, let us know what you guys think. Okay, I'm going to open up the phone. Well, the phone line's already open. So I'm going to see if anybody calling in, Let us know how y'all feel about this. Let us know, because your voice need to be heard. Your voice need to be heard. All right, we got a call in from 443. You're live on the air.
Hey, Gigi, what's going on?
A lot. You see this shit? Do you see my screen? Huh?
Listen. These are trying times we are in. These are trying times. I'm so disgusted at the behavior of some of these black men out here. It just, you know what? I can't even say that I'm shocked, to be honest with you. You see all types of stuff on the news. But the thing about it is, what people don't realize, when you kill someone, you're either going to hell or you're going to jail. Why are you choosing that?
Well,
like,
can I
what?
say,
What
can
is
I
it that much?
interrupt you doing this shit? Well, first of
Do
all,
you think?
do you think he this the first murder you think this the first time he took somebody out? Huh? Do
I
you
don't
really
think so.
this
He's
the
willing to do
first
that.
time he killed somebody? And I don't even mean to say
Nope.
kill because I really don't say kill on here. But do you think that I comment in the comment section, y'all? Do y'all think this the first time this nigga done took somebody out? Press 3 if you
People
feel like it's
that,
the first
GG,
time.
have nothing to lose.
Press 5 if you feel like no, this is not the first time this nigga took somebody out. I don't know if you
I feel like
heard, but
people
they
like that
said
have nothing to lose.
the police said he have a long criminal record.
See? Look at that. Exactly.
Yeah. And you asking,
That don't tell you something right there?
why are these men taking people out? They're going to hell. They don't give a fuck about no hell. Do you have? Well, come on now, shit. They can't wait to go to
I know.
goddamn
They
paradise.
They have nothing to live for. That's the thing. They have no value. They have no value on life at all. There's nothing in their mind that's stopping them from doing anything, especially killing somebody. And somebody that got a mind like that is
Can
very
we say
dangerous.
that? I know I said
Taking somebody, I'm
apologize.
sorry. Taking somebody out. No, you good. But taking somebody out, it's like when you don't have like no value on life and you just feel like your world is just done and you have nothing to live for.
I'm going to stop you
That's
right
why-
there. I'm going to stop you right there because we're talking about this
I'm not
nigga
giving
right
excuses
here.
now.
He has 5 kids. He has somebody in
Sometimes
life.
it doesn't even matter. You know how many people take their kids out of here too?
Yeah,
and themselves
but
and their wives? I don't even think that matters to some of them.
I don't know.
Which is sad.
You know what? The reason why I have to bring that up, because in this picture, it looked like he's a good father. In this picture, y'all up here on social media, y'all always, oh my goodness, look, he's a father of the year. He spend time with his kids. He take picture with his kids. We should be thankful a black man even want to be around his damn kids, because most black men don't want to be around their goddamn kids, and most black boys, their father don't want to be around their ass, so we should be thankful he just taking pictures with his goddamn kid. So it looked like from the picture that he does care to some degree about his kids, and maybe not. Maybe this is all pretending. You think he just faking a damn funk here in this picture?
Absolutely. You know how many people look nice in pictures or take pictures and video clips and look all happy like a nice family, be crazy as hell behind the scenes? Look at all the serial killers out there on Netflix documentaries.
Yeah, and I guess
they be
you're
all
right,
happy,
'cause
all
I'm
family
thinking
people
about-
and everything like that, and be crazy behind doors.
Yeah, or these down low niggas out here, they with their wives, they posing and everything, but they don't want to be there.
How about that? How about that?
Okay.
That's what we talk about.
Okay.
That's what we talking about.
That's a prime example. So this nigga right here, he could be up here with these kids and his family, but he really don't want to. Okay, well, why is he here? Why? I don't know the mindset of niggas like this. All I can
really don't either. I
think
really
of
don't.
control. Somebody, a demon. Call in. Let us know if you know the mentality of men like this.
It's a power thing. I think, to be honest with you, Gigi, I just think that when people do stuff like this, like when they cage children or they cage their wives or their partners, I just think it's evil spirits. I think it's demons running around these people, because ain't no way. What logical human being thinks like that? A regular human being knows that there's consequences. But people who don't care about consequences, who don't care about themselves or people them around them, those are the type of people that are in jail for life. Those are the type of people that are on death row. I'm not saying don't defend yourself, because if somebody's trying to come at you, you're going to have to cage them to defend yourself. It's either me or you. But I'm talking about these people who blatantly go out there to take other people's lives. Like, what gives you that right? What gives you the right to invade somebody's space, first of all, and then play God and take their life? Like, they worked their whole life raising their kids, going to college, trying to pay off their debt, going to work, and then you feel like you have the power to take their life and take them in their life on this earth.
I can take a stab at it if y'all want me to. Okay, this is what I think. In their mind, I feel like this. They saw their daddy beat their mama. I seen my daddy beat my mama. And as a man, I feel like that this is my fucking household. This is my hoe, because she with me. Once I put my D in her, I own that pussy. That's my shit. Okay? I have kids. We got kids together. And this hoe trying to leave me because I discipline her ass. She got some effing nerve. She trying to break our family up. It's her. It's all her damn fault. I don't give a F She don't leave here trying to break me up. That's what's wrong with these black women now. They always trying to take the father out the home. I hear people talking about this shit on the internet, and they right. And I'm not gonna allow this black bee on my time try to break up my fucking family. I'd rather die and then allow this hoe to take out my fucking family. So yeah, I take her ass out. She trying to break up my family. I'll die for my kids.
That's really, really sad.
I'll die for my kids. She trying to take up my family. She want me to go back to that goddamn prison. She know how I am. She know I'm a thug. She know how to fucking roll. That's why she want my ass. Yeah. She know how it is. Now, shit got tough. Now, bitches in her head talking about somehow she deserve better. No, the fuck she don't. We in this shit together. Ain't no fucking deserve better. Hell no. See, I had to check her ass. She thought I was playing with her. She thought I'm playing a game. There ain't no fucking game out here. I don't give a fuck. But I think that's the mentality.
I think you hit it right on the nose. And people like that are dangerous. And, I can't even say that women have to do a better job of screening the men because you really can't tell. There ain't no way. That's just like going for a job interview and you try to act like you one person, but when you go do the job, you act a whole different way. That's just like getting to know somebody. Somebody could be sweet, y'all taking on dates, he acting like a gentleman, all that other stuff. And then about 2 months down the line, you find out that he crazy and he oops upside your head. Like, there's no way of actually screening people. You can look somebody up and look at their background. And if you notice, some people with the cleanest background be the craziest. So there ain't no way on this earth that you can tell if somebody's going to snap at any moment. And it's crazy. And it's a little scary, too. So a situation like this, you would never thought that. The kids, the wife, the pictures that you were talking about. And look what he did.
Well, I'm going to go against that because some people say he has a track record of being crazy. So they saying that he didn't just turn into a maniac. He's always been a maniac. And you don't know her mindset. You don't know how she grew up to feel like, I want a real nigga. And yeah, he may be a thug out here, but he treat me good. I had to deal with my father.
Was that a real nigga, though?
I had to deal with my father, arm me, and I feel like with him, he's a protector. You know what I'm saying? What man don't go upside a girl head sometime? If that's her mentality, if that's what she's seen growing up, sometimes girls see it as normalized until it's not normal to them anymore. Until she may see the baby daddy going upset the daughter, or she may have these visions of her daughter going through the same shit and realizing, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want this for my daughter. I want better. I am growing. I got with this nigga when I was young and, didn't know no better. And now as I'm aging, I'm growing and I'm transitioning and I want better, but I'm stuck with this demon. You never know the process of a person's mentality. But
that's true.
People, they say that this nigga always been kind of a thug. He did not turn over overnight.
And I'm going to tell you something real quick, Gigi, before I go. I also, because I know firsthand experience, not for me personally, but people that I know, you can talk to your face in the blue about people in these situations. Like you said, this guy had a track record of being crazy, and his friends, family probably knew it, but they probably didn't think he was going to do something like this. But when people are in situations like this where they're getting abused, you can't say anything until they're ready to leave. They're so wrapped up in love and infatuation with that person, they have to leave when they're ready. And sometimes, unfortunately, for some women and some men, it's too late when they decide to leave, and that's heartbreaking and sad. But at the end of the day, it's up to that person. You can try to go fight their lover. You can go try to have people consent to the house. You can try to talk to them to your face in the blue. But at the end of the day, like you said, when someone's used to that type of behavior in a relationship, they're going to stay until they decide they're going to leave. And that's the sad part.
And just
because there's nothing that nobody can do about it to get them out of that situation. And it's really unfortunate.
And let y'all know, these men are snakes. Do you know what a snake is? A snake all the time is not going to be on 10. A snake is a person that she already know. You guys know that she told the popos, you know, put a protective order around him, right? So she can't see him no more. And she did. She did all the right steps. But these men will come to you in a snake, like a damn serpent, to say, you know, baby, you're right. I'm wrong. You know, I've been going to church. I've been thinking a lot of thinking. I'm fucked up. You know how my daddy was. You know how shit have not been easy for me. And I'm just a man in this world. I'm trying to make a man decision. I just want my family. And I understand you don't want to be with me. And I respect that. But can you know, just the man I am, I just need to see you in your face. I just need to tell you in your face. I just need to see you. You know, I know we ain't gonna get back together. Just give me this one time, and I promise I'll leave you alone. I do right by the kids. I do everything. Just give me this one thing, and I promise I'll leave you alone. I put that on my mama, and you know I don't play about my mama. But I'm just asking you, please. I just need to talk to you. I just need to see you face to face. We can meet over at the grocery store in the daylight. I ain't gonna do nothing. I don't got nothing. I just want to talk to you face to face. I feel like we've been through too much shit to just break this shit up over the phone or over the text message. I mean, those are my fucking kids. We gonna have to communicate, right? So let's do this shit right. You know what I'm saying? I just want to meet. You can meet me at 3 o'clock. We just gonna talk. I don't want nothing. You know? And that's how they get your ass. And maybe she think, well, I'm just gonna meet, you know, he is right, he is the father. We've been together for so long. You know, he does seem like he's changed, and he just want to have a conversation. I'm not gonna think much of it. And you know, that's how a snake will get your ass.
Don't even gotta do it that smooth. You seen videos of people just walking straight up to the room doing to their house doing it, just pulling the pow out.
Yeah.
And recording it. That's the crazy thing about it. And like one of the people was saying in the chat that he was bragging online about it.
Hold on, he was bragging online.
That's what one of the people in the chat said, that he was bragging about it online.
What'd he say?
Oh, I don't know exactly what he said, but that's what somebody in the chat said.
Oh, well, y'all need to call in and tell us that. But I appreciate you calling in. Please call back. I enjoyed our conversation. Right, so we're going to go on to the next caller. Feel free to call in, you guys. Calling from 714. You're live on the air.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sis?
You know, I got a lot going on right now, but this situation right here is sick. What's your thoughts?
Hey, listen, I know how it is. I went back to a man that I was married to. He was in the service. He called me on my lunch break. He said, you know, hey, let's meet up and everything. I'm going to come pick you up. So I didn't tell my family. I snuck my little dumb ass off, met up at a little, nice hotel, had some rooms there and stuff. So he had a room and everything. I went up there. He ordered some steaks and stuff. We got to talking and stuff. And because I said I wasn't coming back home, we didn't have no kids together yet. Because I said I wasn't coming back home, he went off. First, he was all nice, smiling and everything. And something told me, dumbass, you know damn well you don't got no business up here. I only had like 30 minutes, but I took a chance. And that's the thing I want to say. Ladies, when you decide to go and meet them, you better tell yourself one thing. This may be my last day on this earth. Because I got lucky and got back to work. Oh, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. I couldn't call my family because they would have went off on me. But we got to arguing and everything, and because I let him pick me up, he had to drive me back. I almost didn't make it back, and when I got back, he was calling me all kinds of B's and everything. And this man was in the Marines. He was in the service. Okay? He told me he was going to blow my head off. came back to the house after work, but I went over to my cousin's house, and he was there popping his hood, getting ready to get his gun out and stuff. And I said, you know what, to myself, I said, you got your uncle here with a shotgun standing at the door going off. You got your aunt cussing you out and everything. You done took this all the way over here to your aunt's house and everything. You know what? You need to make some tough decisions. You can't be going back and forth. So the thing about it is what I'm saying is that when you decide that you are done, you got to be done. Don't take any calls. Don't take any money. Don't do anything. You got to make a clean break. No texting, no nothing. You can't do nothing. And with this person, how I looked at the picture. You know what? Zoom in on the picture. He barely smiling on that picture. He didn't even want to be in that picture with them. He didn't want to be there. He didn't have no love for her. You know what? Soon as you say no, then you got to go. And I'm telling you, I went to the pawn shop and looked at a pink pearl gun. It was either going to be him or me. I had to get away from him. Let me tell you this. You know what? And I'm telling you, years later, I got in a desperate mode where I needed some help, and I reached out to him, and my son said, not his child. My son said, Mom, don't do it. Don't do it. I said, well, you know what? I just need some help. I gotta, get some help. Maybe I could go down there to Las Vegas and stay with him for a while. I'm gonna go do a trial run. I went down there, and let me tell you, it had been almost 17 years controlling and everything. Okay, I was desperate. I shouldn't have been that desperate, but I was desperate, trying to find me some place to stay until I got back on my feet. Oh, no, I couldn't even go in the store with him. He was up there telling me off up in the store, what you eat that for? Don't buy that. Don't buy that. By the time he was out of the service. But let me tell you what he did next. When I decided that I was not going to move with him, he beat me to the punch. Let me tell you, if you need some place to stay, I decided that my house ain't offered to you no more. I said, okay. But your daughter can come. Your daughter can come. I said, listen, my 17-year-old daughter's not going no place without me. So that was the end of it. Okay, a couple of years later, after he told me, well, wherever you go, give me a call, and I will definitely send you some money when you go to the, what are those places, shelter. When you get to the shelter, okay, you mention that I'm at a shelter because you just don't want nobody to have me, and you don't want me.
Right.
So I said, okay.
Right. Well, I'm sorry to cut you short, but I'm so sorry you have to go through all this. This is really sad. I'm glad that you got out of it. I really do. All right, and I thank you for calling in. I really appreciate you. But we want to take more callers. We want to talk about this situation with Ashley. So can you guys please call in? Let's keep it on Ashley and this man right here. And I want to give a big old thank you to Lucinda Baxter. She always coming through. Donated $100. Thank you, girl. I need that, okay? Ooh, wee. All right, so feel free to call in. We are talking about this case with Ashley. You see the woman right there with the white on? That is Ashley. Rest in peace. That man that's sitting next to Ashley, that's her baby daddy. That was the love of her life. That was her boyfriend that took her out, sliced 18 times in daylight in her own minivan. Okay? Sick. And why people ain't talking about it? Why everybody? We should be protesting right now. I'm protesting by talking about it. That's what I do. But feel free to call in. We want to talk about this nigga right here. We not going to let off on him. Keep y'all foot on his neck. Calling from 703. You're live on the air.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm irritated as hell, but I'm glad you called. What's your thoughts?
I understand. My thought is I'm starting to see a trend, and it used to be the saying, you know, when women would not leave men, they would accuse the woman of, well, why would you stay in an abusive relationship? Why wouldn't you leave? Well, now we're starting to see the statistics show that that is the most dangerous time for a woman is when she is trying to leave out of an abusive relationship. And not only that, I feel like there needs to be some up-to-date training. I am a retired social worker, and years ago when I was trained in psychology and social work, this was before social media. My thing now is what kind of training can we offer women? We can't just say, oh, leave him, or why didn't you leave him, when people can do things like GPS tracking. Now you have technology. I think what we need to do is come up with some solutions or plans for a safety escape route. And in some cases, even when they can't get to the baby's mother or the girlfriend or wife, whoever's leaving the situation, they will go after the family members. In some cases, the family members, a mother, a sister, whatever, may get killed. And I'm seeing this on a weekly basis. By just watching the news, it's happening on a weekly basis. And it's always, unfortunately, when a young lady is trying to leave, especially these young girls in college, are trying to leave an abusive situation, they end up getting killed. They've done everything they're supposed to do, supposedly to what we train people, but evidently there needs to be some updated training, and there needs to be some new resources because it's getting worse. And the pandemic has really brought it out. It's terrible.
Yeah,
So
well,
my heart bleeds.
You're right about that. I think the first thing should go is prevention. And that goes into how you're raising your sons, how you're raising your daughters. It should be more programs letting these little boys and these young men to know you don't own nobody or nothing. You have no right to take out nobody's life. We need to test y'all to make sure, okay, she your girlfriend. If she want to leave you, what you gonna do? A, let her go. B, try to fight with her to get her back. C, you feel like you deserve to take her out of here. You know, we need to figure out who these monsters are, because they're following in the footsteps of their uncle, of their daddy, of older ancestors, you know? So it needs to be a whole bunch of push for young girls. Love yourself. No, you don't need a man to validate you. But you have a push. Well, if you're a young girl, you're going to need to spread your legs and get knocked up. And you need to get a man, because once you turn a certain age, ain't nobody going to want your ass. You're going to die alone. So you're not going to be worth shit. You better find a man and be thankful his ass wants your ass, you know? So you got to push against that.
It's like a line to attack.
You got to push against it and say, no. You know, it's all about self-love. You know, you only live on this earth once. Be fulfilled happiness. Learn as you grow. This is your journey. It's not going to be like anybody else's. It's okay to make mistakes, you know? But to be forceful in an agenda to pressure you to get with a man just in the sakes to have a man that put paws on you, treat your ass like shit, just so you can feel like you're validated or you're worth it, and you know you're not happy. You're all that faking ass shit. You know, how is this happy? Because every night you don't know when Johnny gonna come home and beat your ass. Every night you concerned how he gonna yell at you. If he gonna yell at your kids, is this gonna piss him off?
And that's true, like you said. Some of that is tradition. Some of it is passed on. And religion plays into it as well. If you're taught that women are supposed to be submissive, if you're taught that, oh, no, don't have children out of wedlock, or you need to make sure all your babies are by one dad, it's the pressure of your community as well, too. So sometimes women just will deal with things so they don't feel like, oh, you that baby mama with 4 different baby daddies, or you never got married, your kids out of those type of things. The pressure that comes from family members or people in your community. So my thing is, you're right. How do we get women to feel more empowered, independent, and don't feel like, okay, that's maybe how grandma thought, or maybe that's how they were raised, but this is how I'm going to live my life because I can only live for me. And
you know how y'all can do it?
It takes some development. It takes a strong woman. It takes the unity of people to support and uplift each other instead of women. A lot of us are tearing each other down. You can see it here on the internet. But just imagine how powerful it could be if you had more women uplifting you, or if you felt that you could go tell your friend. A lot of women are embarrassed, too. Who wants to go and tell their friend and you feel like you're a failure? And especially if your friend said, I told you about him. I told you so. So there's so many dynamics to it that instead of us shaming people so people can come out, they would feel more like, okay, this is happening to me. And I'm going to be open about it. I'm going to communicate about it. I'm not going to shut my mouth. I don't want to make everybody, feel make my family feel proud of me because I got, this many kids and it's all about one daddy. Whatever the reward may be, it's not really a reward. It's pleasing other people. And unfortunately, that's the downfall of many people. We do things to please other people while we suffer in silence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you ask a question, what can people do or what can women do? I feel like speaking out more. We are in the day of media, social media. The more y'all speak out, either on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the more you get your voices out. Shout out to all the girls out there that on YouTube that's speaking out for women, to give them self-love, self-motivation, because the church ain't doing it. Your family ain't doing it. Your friends ain't doing it. And you see how that Kevin Samuel movement started. All it took for him is get on a goddamn podcast, talk some shit, and it spread like wildfire. Other men started doing the same thing, and they started a community. So you got to fight it with fighting. You got to see all of y'all out here. Y'all got a voice. Hell, some of y'all call in, y'all speak more articulate, but I understand some people don't want their business out and they're afraid, somebody, you know what I mean? But you have a voice. You can change with your voice. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you know how judgmental women can be of each other instead of, you think you can call your good girlfriend and say, girl, he did this or whatever, but then she go and tell everybody else and everybody's in your business. So that's why I'm saying so many dynamics to it. And I don't know if you're familiar with the case of the YouTuber who was married to that Marine, and she kept going on. She was coming on social media on a regular basis reporting that he was going to kill her, and he killed her.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that's an example of a YouTuber who she was reporting case by case. They was going through a divorce. Same thing this young lady did. Got a protective order. She was doing videos after videos. There was actually a man that was attacking all her videos, calling her dumb, saying you need to respect that man because he's a Marine.
Since you want to take it there, I would say this. If I was in their situation, and maybe they're not fortunate enough to have it, and maybe the government needs to do a better job protecting these women. And if you want the government to do a better job protecting these women, we need the women to vote. And we need them to vote right and accordingly. Okay? Because it's a certain party that don't give a damn about women and don't give a damn about women's rights. Okay? And want to leave it up to your husband's hands. Want to leave it up to the damn community. And you already know what these niggas gonna do.
Yeah.
All right? So that's all I got to say. And you know what? You got to let the government know, how do you want the government to step in to protect these girls? Now, I would say, if I was in a situation and a perfect idea, and I had this nigga, and I had kids by this nigga, and he was putting paws on me, and I got my protective service, it would be great if I had a family member or somebody in Nebraska or somewhere where I can stay there with my kids, you know, for a minute. And I don't even know if I need to come back to the city unless that nigga locked up for real.
Right. But the other thing, too, I agree with you on the laws and voting and protection, because the way laws are now with the internet is so loose, meaning, let's say as a female, if you do escape and you do go somewhere and you're trying to live off the grid or hide out, and people can just pay some of these websites or whatever to get your information or trace by your phone number where you're at. And there are so many women that may try to go on the run or whatever, but because of technology, someone can pay for that information, hack or whatever, and access it. So
yeah, and we need to have that as a booby trap. How about that? How about we need to have it as a booby trap? If it's by law, the government got you a new number, right? Say, for instance, I'm going to play the government. Okay, so I'm going to name Mary. I got Mary a new phone. Okay. I got her a new location. Where? Now you're saying somebody is trying to trace it. Okay, bam. That's going to be a booby trap. We know these niggas going to want to try to trace you anyway. So anybody who try to trace you or find out your number on the back end, we want that. We grant that, because once they do it, we're going to put it in the law. That's fucking illegal. And we find out they're associated with your ex, his ass going to jail. 5 years or more. 5 years or more. We're not playing with these niggas out here. But we need for these girls to stand up against these niggas for real. Go ahead.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're saying is like when they have defendants or whatever and they put them in a witness protection program, those people live for years and they change their identity and everything. The government keeps them safe. I agree with you. Now I agree with that.
Yeah, it's always something like that. It's a war. It's a battle. It's a battle. But in order for that to work, the girls have to stand up. It cannot be, I wanted him to lock up, but then he's my father's child, and y'all breaking up my family, and I'm going to blame the government. Yeah, y'all help me. But he said he not going to hit me no more, and I want my family back, and y'all taking up my family. And you listen to these niggas over here say, see, the government getting involved. You know, he breaking up your family. You should forgive him. He made a mistake, went upside your head, but he's a changed man. It's been over 5-10 years. Look at your kids now. They need their daddy. The government took them because the government was trying to protect your ass. And now you pleading and you want that nigga back. You're going to have to pick a damn struggle now. Okay? You're going to have to pick a struggle. Which one is it?
But those ones that do pick a struggle like that, what you were saying, a program that sounds similar to the witness protection program, I think they deserve that type of protection. Those that know that they want to get out and they want to save their lives.
And somebody say, what the government got to do with it? Everybody, everything. Okay, the thing about it is, the government has been anti-women for so many years. When you look back 50 years and still today, the government has been anti-women for the whole existence. So they need to be pro-women and they need to protect women against society, against these niggas out here. Yeah. Who else gonna protect against the women? Okay, if you don't have the government doing so, because I tell you one thing, if you don't have the government protecting you, who you think they're going to protect? They're going to protect the niggas. They're going to protect the men. And guess what? The men is gladly going to appreciate the government protecting them. When these laws passed 100 years, 100 years ago, that was in favor of the men. Do you think these niggas was complaining? Do you think they were saying, well, no, we don't need government to protect us? They say, hell yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's right, okay? They appreciated it.
Right.
And Ain't no
Right.
woman bet not speak out against it. Let a woman back into the where they did speak out against it, and a lot of times they went to jail or they got treated really badly. For those women that were speaking out against those men, all those laws that was favoring those men, and it had no rights for
Right.
women. But women
So
had
can
to
I
constantly
ask you?
fight to get some type of regulation or attention, whatever you want to call that name. I can't think of the word, but go ahead.
I was just going to ask you a quick question. So, if someone, a woman, was in, let's say, her position right now, and that person reached out to you because you have a platform, how would you handle it, or how would you advise that person?
Well, that's a tricky thing because I'm not advisory. All I do is sit on here and talk. I don't have, shit. Why would you put me in that? Because all I'm
No,
doing
no,
is the
I'm just
best I can
saying,
do
when I
now.
was saying with social media, I was just saying with social media because there's so many people that do look up to YouTubers and people with these platforms. Sometimes you do hear people that call into shows and tell their business and stuff like that. So I was just wondering if you were ever put in that situation, how would you handle it?
I have no, if somebody called me and said, hey, he's putting pause on me, what should I do? Call 911, you know?
Right.
What do you, what
And see,
would
that's
y'all
how
want
I
me to
feel.
do? If somebody was at your house, okay, put me in a situation. I got time right here. He going upside my head. I want you to help me. What you gonna do?
And see, that's how I feel. I think my first reaction would be to call, like you said, call 911. But then the next thing, the biggest thing is going to be the follow through, because once he bond out, the thing is going to be, okay, what's your next step? What's step one? What's going to be step two? And I think that goes back to what I was saying. There needs to be some updated regulations or
Right.
resources or something where that woman feel like once I call the cops or once I do a protective order and I say to you guys, I need this protection, I can trust that I will get the protection that you guys are agreeing to.
The best
Because
thing.
if women keep taking out POs and they still keep getting killed, they're not, after a while, they're going to be like, call the cops for what?
Well,
That's going to make
the
them
laws
mad.
need to be stricter. You're going to have to go to your government to have them to do some damn laws to bust it down more, you know. But the thing about
Exactly.
it, for how
That's
I feel
what it comes
about
from.
it is, the best thing I can do is direct you to the person that can really help. I'm not trained in that. I don't have no program. I don't have enough knowledge to really put myself on a pedestal like, hey, I'm here to help and I'm here to save. That is false advertising. And I'm doing you a disservice. It's just like me sitting up here playing, psychology or some shit. I don't know. I have not been trained. I'm doing you a disservice. Your family members are doing you a disservice. The church are doing you a disservice when they try to come in your life and tell you and be this psychic or whatever you call it. What do you call them motherfuckers when you go talk therapy? They don't know what the fuck they have not had training. They don't
No.
They're doing you a disservice. Go get your professional help. Take it for real.
And I'm saying to you right now, and I will admit, with my undergrad in psychology and my master's in social work, that's in the 90s, I don't think I have the answer right now. I asked you the question, but to be honest with you, what I'm saying now at this rate, I don't have the answer. And if you would have asked me that in the 90s, I would have thought I knew it all. But I feel like I know nothing now.
We still learning, but that's life. And that's the beautiful thing about life. And at least you know and you want to know, you know? At least you're not in a place where you're just stuck and you're not growing because you know it all. Somebody that knows it all, they're stuck in life and they have no growth.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you
Okay,
calling
well,
in.
thanks for
And I
your
thank you.
time.
Please call back again. All right, we're going to let you go. We got more callers. Feel free to call in. We need to talk about this situation. Calling from 773. You're live on the air.
Hi, Gigi, baby. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm better now, but I'm irritated about this situation. I'm not letting him off. Rest in peace to Ashley.
Oh, my God. And you know, just looking at this picture is just, it breaks my heart. Those girls are so beautiful. And my irritation level raises when I look at him and see how he's holding the baby. I just want to just take the baby out of his arms, Gigi. He's a psychopath. And the last time I talked to you, this is exactly what I was talking about. Every 5 hours, this is happening. And the best thing we can do is to tell our girls to stay away from this type of, tell him, baby, tell him, go away. Fuck you. No, I don't care. Don't make him the center of your attention and the center of your universe and your world, because he's not. It's more to life. You can learn who you are, what you like and what you don't like. If somebody is harming you, you need to get away. It's bad. It's not good for you. And that's the best thing that you can tell them. On the backside, we also need to make sure that, you know, we looking at the laws. We looking, because half the time these niggas go, they do this, and then the next year they be out. These niggas be out of jail, okay, after they done some shit like this. So that is
yeah,
a
because
that's a
a lot of times they have a lot of black women that's protesting. Let Pookie and Ray Ray out. They are being, look at how y'all treating them in jail. Let them out.
No.
Let them out. Let them out. So y'all gonna have to stop that. Y'all gonna have to let these
go bake some cookies
no.
with your
Let's
girls,
remind
go
the
do
world
anything
why
but
Pookie and
that.
Ray Ray up in there. Let's remind them. Let's keep that on. Let's remind them. And another thing
Exactly.
I think will help too. Now listen to me. I feel like all these reality shows, all this wretched ass TV for entertainment, y'all need to cease that shit. When it come on a reality TV and they playing just like that Blueface and that other girl, y'all need to have an outrage. No, we're not doing this no more. We're not supporting these networks, and we're not supporting that entertainment which are feeding to the black community. We're not supporting that shit. We're not.
We should be sick of it. We should be sick of the same old over and over again, and watching that stereotypes. But fast forward to today, you know, black women, we doing good. We getting our education. We got our entrepreneurships, getting our money, however we getting it, whatever our flex is. And Goldman Sachs is giving us money. They writing about us and how good we're doing and how we're starting more businesses than white men. Okay, that's on record. So I think we need to self-love. Don't let niggas like this dim your light. Get away. And that's the start. And you got to be serious about it. And when you have support, don't use that support. Use that support as a tool and get away. Don't use it and then go back to him, helping him, or whatever the case might be, feeling sorry for him, listening and thinking about his sob story. That's how you get. Don't let him get in your apartment. Let him get his own. Let him deal with his own problems. And you deal with yourself, loving yourself, and being the best and living the best, giving yourself the best lifestyle that you feel entitled to. You know, so I think that's a good thing to, you know, leave with the girls and everything. I don't know who's going to be raising those girls now, you know, but I know every 5 hours this is happening. And this needs to stop, and, you know, our women need to let go of these type of males. Period. They psychopaths. They don't love you, no matter how much you love them. It's a million songs out there begging these niggas. You understand what I'm saying? That type of, I agree. The entertainment
I know what
is
you're
a part
saying,
of the problem.
sister. I know. That's what the enemy does in the entertainment. They put this foolishness as something sexy because they want your daughters to look at these thugs as something to admire, something to be with. They have these girls singing out here talking about, I can love you for hours and hours. I can cook your meals for hours and hours. I can lick your ass for hours and hours. All this bullshit. They programming your daughter into be a stupid hoe over these niggas for what?
Stop giving them your pussy. No. Stay away. Go away. Fuck you. No, I don't want to. No, I don't need nothing. I'm straight. I'm good. You know, I mean,
but I feel like
a
this
broken
too.
record.
You have to realize life is a war. Life is a battle. You said some great things. Black women are succeeding in life. They're doing great. You have to realize this, black women. This is a war out here. We are dealing with human beings. Humans in America are very jealous. So, yeah, the more black women go up, the more enemies they going to have. From the black man, it's going to be your number one enemy right there. Then you're going to have the white man. His ass going to want to tear your ass down. The black woman, all the groups going to want to tear your ass down.
Exactly. It's going to be something.
And your own girls going to try to tear your ass down too. Your own women, your own black women going to tear your ass down.
We need
and
to stop it.
That's the one you ain't going to suspect. It's always in your same group that's going to try to tear your ass down. So you're going to have to protect your spirit and your mind from all angles.
Yes, ma'am. That, you know what? That's the truth. And we need to really be nicer to one another and uplift and support one another. And because they are not here to do that, and they're here to take away everything that we work very hard for. And we are not going. And we got to stand as a community, you know, all of the communities, you know, together as women and, you know, stand up to this and really speak out on this and see which politicians also is interested and invested in, you know, protecting.
Yeah, you have to pick yourself first. You have to figure out what politician is going to have the best interests for black women. Not the politician that's going to protect these black niggas out here. But what are you going to do for these black girls that are in a relationship with abusive black men? What are you doing? And you have to want,
and
you
girls
have,
that
you
have
have to want
potential.
that. You know, you have to want that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you too. Even though you have to realize all groups may be against you, but guess what? You may have to smile too. You have to play politics too. It's a motherfucking game monopoly. You have to shake hands with certain groups. And hey, play the game.
Yep.
You got to play the game. You can't do it all by yourself. You're going to have to play the game too. Just be smart about it.
These niggas, yes, ma'am, because these type of niggas, they in it to win it. And, you know, they defeated at the same time, and that's why they feel they have to take a person out. She was better off with her kids than, you know, without her kids. Her kids were better off with her. And clearly they were better off without him, you know, but it's just, you know, I just wish she had got out of it, and I think everybody do know somebody
Well, she was trying to get out of it. I wish she would have never got involved in it. How about that?
Yeah.
But like I said,
that part,
it has a lot to do, I'm sure, I don't know Ashley, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with her parents, has a lot to do with her society, has a lot to do with her upbringing. You know, the choices that Ashley decided with this man, I don't think it all stemmed from her. A lot of times in the black community, it stems from corporations of ideas from society and being accepted and being loved and trying to fit in, because it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock. You know, we can't just have the privilege of having our own mind and people respecting me because I'm different. I have our own mind and we're doing stuff. No, they're going to take what you got. You trying to be too different. You trying to be too much.
Ooh, and who is you to decide? And that's the whole thing. Within our community, it's up to us to correct it. And that's why I was so just started with the TD Jakes thing, because you should be telling them to put the knife down, put the gun down, stop killing, okay? Instead, you focusing about your ego. We supposed to care about your ego, and we supposed to stroke your ego with a silk glove and all of that type of shit, and that we don't have time for, and it's not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility too. So, I mean, I really think, like I said, the awareness and everything before,
You
and
know,
like you be saying,
I gotta stop you right there. You know, these church don't give a damn. They don't care.
Ooh.
They don't care about nobody but their fat pockets and their Mercedes Benz and their hostile lifestyle. They don't care. You got in the black community a church on every fucking corner. And you got crime is so fucking high. Why is that? Why is it a church on every corner and crime is still as high? Why don't you see all these black men in the church on every corner going out here in the black community, lifting up, giving, food or doing something? You know what I hear in the black community? Do you want to know what I hear? They tell me, the niggas in the street, hey, you know what? My mama, she may have been on that crack. The first time somebody looked out for me was the drug dealer man. That was the first time somebody actually bought the turkey for me, was the drug dealers. So that's how I got in that lifestyle.
Say nothing about their father,
it wasn't the pastors or nothing like that. A lot of time these niggas first see somebody giving something about them or giving a little fuck about them. It's these drug dealers. Even though these drug dealers sometimes be fucking on their little sister in on them. But they see some type of stuff with the drug. I said, well, goddamn, why ain't the pastors, why ain't the church people, why y'all don't see them? Why do y'all see the drug dealers so much doing shit for y'all?
Because they got a history of not really doing for the community, but they're there to take and suck the community dry, because they're not, suck the life out of the community.
But it seems like these drug dealers have a more reputation of doing more stuff in the community. Yeah,
more sincere, Yep, and people look for it, so, like I said, Gigi, this is just another case, and, you keep speaking out like you've been doing, and there's other channels out there that solely deal with this type of stuff too. Giving us facts, giving us statistics, because we need to be aware. We need to take a look at the black man and really see what he's doing and how
he's taking out these women. You see that?
Yeah.
I mean, this ain't the first
time.
Like
they don't
this
see
ain't
it.
The first time, and this ain't gonna be the last time, sadly.
And and I dare you to track them too, and see how fast they get out. That's the thing. It's so many of them happening to where you're losing track of them.
Okay, well, do you know what that means? That means we need to go to government and let them know, hey, these men that are abusive, we want them locked up, and we want them locked up for a long time. You need to tell these mayors and people that y'all vote in, let them know. If a man put paws on a woman, he needs to do 10 years or more. We need more action towards domestic violence. We need more commercial towards domestic violence. Hey, Hollywood, we need y'all to speak out. We need more videos, more movies demonstrating and going against domestic violence. Music industry,
let it be
we don't want
seriously.
y'all supporting all this domestic violence shit in these music videos. Artists, stop that shit. Let them know, reality stars, we're not going to support y'all reality shit if y'all keep on entertaining the idea of these men putting paws on these women and thinking it's a damn joke for entertainment. We're not doing that. Because, shit, you see the white people, they'll speak out real quick and cancel that ass.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, they will, and it'll be canceled in a second.
Okay. And they won't think two
In a
swats
split
about it. How about that? They don't
But
give a damn.
child, you seen the way Blueface girl. I said, oh my Lord. I I can't get that image out of my head. I can't. And I said, oh God, please tell me this is not us.
What you talking
Please
about?
tell me. The way he swung on his girlfriend like that. That's what I'm talking about. The way
The
he
man
swung
on the
her.
screen?
Oh, no. Blueface. I was talking about the rapper.
Oh, yeah, he's so disgusting and horrible, and how he treated his mom. You know what? I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. I didn't even want to watch it. I heard people talk about it. And it's so disgusting how so many of y'all still sexualize him. Oh, he's so attractive. What's so fucking distractive about a man like that? Huh? Is that all y'all effing see? No wonder it's a goddamn lot of, I ain't gonna go there.
Right.
There's a lot of shit passing around because that's all you fucking see. You don't see nothing else but the outer layers. Cheap ass. Ooh. You know, that let you know a person is real cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you'll buy knockoffs. It's just a look. It looks like Gucci, but it has no quality of Gucci. It has nothing of the sort of Gucci, but it just looked good. It looked nice. The leather is fake as fuck. It just looked nice.
Oh my God.
The shit gonna fade.
Right. It's gonna turn your neck green. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I done seen it quite enough, and even the baby is spit up on his hand on this picture that I'm looking at. But maybe I think I'm looking at the picture too closely. But it's just a beautiful girls, but it's just a sad story. And girls get help, get away, vote, uplift each other, know yourself, and love yourself. I mean, that's the best policy. That's the best, a good start. You know, preventative measures to keep yourself away from people like this. People that bring you down, whether it's male, female, all types of drama and things like that.
Yeah, and for you girls out here that's about to get into some bullshit because you so desperate, or you feel like time is running out and you just need somebody and you need a man or a part of his abusive behavior, turn your ass on. See, know something wrong. If his ass doing this shit like this and then turn you on, something is wrong. Something going on from your childhood or something. And don't be ashamed because, you know, a lot of us have been there. You know what I'm saying? And we still need some damn counseling. Because a lot of us is turned on by some very demonic shit. A lot of us is turned on by some childhood trauma shit. And you need help. But you know you can't say that because they're gonna say you can't judge. It's a fetish. That's why I gotta shut the fuck up.
You know,
I can't talk too much.
Well, you know, we are responsible for the upkeep of our mental health, and whether that's therapy, counseling, exercising, baking cookies, making a pot of macaroni, whatever it is to stay away from abusive niggas like this. In your life, do it. Do something positive. Fight that urge because you could be flirting. You definitely flirting with death. Definitely, you're flirting with going back and forth.
And find out where it come from. Where it come from. Why is it when y'all argue and he cuss your ass out and belittle you, make you feel like a slut? Next thing you know, you want to suck his dick. Why is that?
That is crazy.
Well, it happens kind of often.
Oh my God. Get some help. Talk to a professional about that. And they can break that down for you. Maybe they can help you.
They don't want to get no help. They like that shit.
They like it, and then it ends up you in a body bag. That's just crazy. Your kids need you. You know, you is your longest, and you are your longest investment. You are.
Or it
You
ends
have
up
to
they
take
have
care
an
of.
HI, you know what?
Oh, yeah. It's so much stuff out there
Well, we're not gonna
to the
go
point
there.
where
Nah,
we don't need to.
uh-uh.
Yeah,
I
you right.
can't. I can't say everything I
Oh
want to
my
say.
God.
But I appreciate you.
Right.
I love you
Okay,
guys.
baby.
Call me back. Call me
All
back.
right.
All right. Calling from 337. You're live on the air.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
how you doing?
I'm okay. This is just very heartbreaking for me because I am a domestic violence survivor. My children's father, well, my child's father, kicked in the door without me even knowing what was going on at the time. And yes, he was abusive before. He had been arrested for domestic abuse. He beat me with my children in my arms. I'm deaf in one ear, but he kicked in the door, dragged me out, brought me to a cane field, choked me, and stabbed me in my temple. Thought he killed me. My 2-year-old called 911. Didn't even know he knew how to dial 911. But ultimately, some people found me in the cane field. I was alive. He's in jail, but he thought he killed me. What I will say is when you're in the cycle, you don't know what to do. I am an only child. I was scared to tell my mother and father. I fought. But I was getting out. I was in the stages of getting out. But these men will find you. They will go to certain depths where you don't even think that they will to try to find you. So, what I try to do is as a mother, because I have a daughter who watched me in the cycle, and now she is getting involved with men that are thuggish, shall I say, and it's all about, like everyone is saying, loving yourself. You have to find the love for yourself. And I have been single for years because of that issue. It still affects me. I have PTSD. But at the same time, you have to love yourself. Women, we have to speak out and we have to get active in knowing ourselves and seeing the warning signs. The warning signs are there. They are there. They are blatantly displayed. You have to walk out and you have to get help and you have to leave. So I'm not going to hold you all. This right here, just those little girls, they're going to need counseling, for life, because I'm sure there were some things that they have seen. Because I've come to realize that what I went through has affected my children. So I just encourage women to just be careful of who you get involved with, because years down the line, it's still traumatizing. And just, if you have daughters, talk to your children. Talk to your children. My son has a hard time accepting that his father tried to kill me. And I don't want him to have those same aspects. So I constantly have to talk to him. So it doesn't just end after this. The healing is constant, and it has to remain constant. But like I said, I'm not going to hold you all. I'm just saying for women just to speak up, leave at the first sign of anything, and be encouraged. And our Black women, we have to support one another. We have to be there for one another. If we see something or we see something that is not right, report it. I don't care if y'all not friends to this day, whatever the case may be. If you see something strange or you see something, say something. because we might not be able to.
Well, you're telling them right now. We appreciate you telling your story. We really do. And I know a lot of people say love yourself. Could you tell us a little bit? How did you come to love yourself? What is loving yourself? We say it so often, but yet we still don't understand what it is to love yourself.
I had to find me. I had to find the things that made me happy. I thought that I needed a man. I always thought I needed a man. And I don't know if that trickled down from me not being close to my father, but I always thought that I needed a man.
Well, can I interrupt you for a little bit? You're not the only person that feel like they need a man. When you're a young person, in my experience, you are groomed. You are brainwashed as a little person to feel like you need a man. You have to get married. You have to live this. You have to try to have this type of life in order to achieve some type of happiness in this life. And that is so far from the truth, but that has always been the agenda they have pushed down on the kids and everybody. So it's not just you. It's something that whole society have pushed that on people.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And it took me to be alone to find out that I didn't need anybody. I had to close everyone off. I had to go to counseling. I'm still going to counseling, and I'm 47 years old. But at the same time, if you don't have a support system, and it doesn't have to be family because family is not always going to be there, look for some outside help. I had to do that. Counseling was very good for me. When I see trigger signs or warning signs in other females, I do speak up, and I do approach women that I do see that there's something wrong, because like I said, they don't see it, but when you're out of it, you can see it. You can see all those signs. And I will talk to anyone that I see, young, old, whatever. If I see it, I'm going to speak up on it. And that's just me because I've been in that place. So when I say love yourself, it's going to take time, because you have to find out what triggered you to even get involved with a person like that. Mine didn't start, the abuse didn't start until after I found out I was pregnant. It was like once I was pregnant, then he felt like he had more of a hold on me. He wasn't abusive before. He was abusive after I was pregnant. And that's when it started. He isolated me, moved me to an area where there was nothing around. That's when the abuse happened. And another thing is not knowing who you're getting involved with. There's family secrets. There's a lot of things you don't know. You have women, we have to take the time to find out who these men are. My child's father, his dad died in prison, so he didn't have a male role model. His family had a list of molestation involved in their family, incest. I didn't know all that. But had I dug deeper and found out who I was really getting involved with, I would have never put myself in that situation, but you don't know. And that's why I'm saying you have to take the time to find, if you got to run background check, sometimes that doesn't work. But I'm just saying, you have to do your due diligence to find out what kind of criminal past do they have. What have they been doing? You know what I'm saying? Because had I have known all of that, those family secrets that they tried to keep, I would have never put myself in that situation.
Well, you're right. And I want to add to you, too. I think that's another thing, not only knowing who you with, but knowing who you are. Do you know who you are? A lot of us don't know who we are. We are just products from what our society is, but that's not who you are. You know, sometimes for me, finding out who I am, finding out loving myself, I had to question myself for years to figure out, why do I do this? Why do I like this? Now, the choice I make with this, who is this associated with in my life? And how much of an influence does my auntie have or my uncle has or this situation has? Why am I triggered when that happens? What something is about that I'm triggered, I'm irritated in my spirit? What is that? Why does that make me happy? Why do I choose this color? Why do I like this? I had to take the time, because a lot of times, you know, don't think too much about it. But if you really want to know yourself, and it's a constantly get to know, for me, I constantly got to know my goddamn self, because I change. I definitely change. It's like a tree grow, you know. 1 minute the tree is 3 feet. The next minute the tree is 10 feet, is longer. You know, it changes. Life changes, you know. So I constantly have to, you know, question and figure out where I'm going and where I want to go and reevaluate at every turn.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. And, you know, we have to take accountability. I see a comment, you know, we have to hold our children accountable. Yes, we do. And I have 2 sons. So, therefore, yes, I constantly talk to them. And they have children. They have sons. Your children are watching. It is going to be a revolving, repeating cycle if you don't stop it. And I choose for my family to stop it. They all saw. So women, love yourself enough. Love your kids enough to leave, walk away. Walk away.
And another thing, I think, do you know your principles, your own values? I think so often you hear people say, well, I'm not going to allow disrespect. I'm not going to allow X, Y, and Z. But constantly they allow it. And it lets you know you don't even respect your own principle, values, and morals. You don't stand on your own shit. So how can you expect another human stranger or somebody to respect it when you don't respect yourself? You have to know what you're willing to deal with and what you're not. And you have to stand on it. Stand on that shit.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you for letting me speak on your platform. Ladies, like I said, we have to be mindful. We have to check our morals and our values and what we stand for and what we not gonna put up with. You know, that's one of the keys.
Yeah, and don't let no man stand you out of it. You know, and if you don't have those values, you don't have to go around and preach like you do, and stop faking the funk. Stop lying to yourself. You know you're okay with that nigga cheating on your ass. You confusing your damn self. You get mad every time he cheat, but your ass stay right there. Which one is it? Is it either okay or is it not? Because if it's not okay, then you shouldn't be there. Period. Ain't no excuse, ain't shit. You stressing your own self out.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate it. Make sure you call back. All right, new caller, 617. You're live on the air. Talk to me, 617.
Hi, you can hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. I wanted to talk about, like, the fathers, like, the men in the situations. I want to talk about, like, I find it, like, I really want to understand, what do men, like, think when they do stuff like this? Like, do they realize the lives they're ruining? You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, they're going to always, I'm going to try to, I can't speak for him, but I'm going to try my best. You know, this is not going to be accurate, but this is just my thought, okay? Now, you're asking me, what do I think? You know what I think? I think it's on her. I'm going to blame her. I'm going to blame the black woman. Do you know she tried to get me out the family? See, it's the problem with the black women in the government. They always trying to take us fathers out the home. Okay? Those are my daughters. You think they're going to live in this world without me and as a father in their house? She's trying to end our life. Do you know my life is her? My life is those kids. Without them kids, I'm nothing. And she took that away from me. So you know what I did? I took her ass away from here. That's what. Not what you got to say.
Right.
Huh? You don't know nothing about my life. You don't know nothing about my struggle. How dare you get on a platform and question me? You got so much mouth, see me? I'm playing. Go ahead.
Right, but what I was trying to say was, like, when you take the mother of your kids' lives away, that's going to affect your children really badly.
They
and
don't
I wonder,
care,
like, do
because
these
they
men
see it
realize
as you
that?
started it. She tried to take me out the equation. So I took her ass out.
And I just feel so bad for these daughters, because now they're going to grow up thinking, like, is it okay for a man to hit me? Because it happened to my mom. Like, is it okay for a man to do certain things to me? Because these are 6 girls.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It just really makes me think, like, I wish men would think more before they do stuff, because now
he's going to blame it on her. He's going to say, well, I told her don't do X, Y, and Z, or I was going to take her out. She had the choice. She chose this. She did it. They always going to blame her.
Right. It's really sad, because this has been happening a lot, and it's just, I don't know. It
It's
just
more
really
than
makes me
fucking
sad.
sad.
Because
It's outrageous. It's demonetized, and it needs to. It's more than sad. I'm tired of keep on calling shit sad. You know what's sad is, your dog died of old age. That's sad. This right here is horrifying. This is, I don't know what, it's outrageous. It's something. It's more than damn sad,
it's
though.
evil.
It's more
Very
than evil.
Like,
it's
very
more than
nasty.
evil. Evil is, we best friends and I fucked your baby daddy. That's evil. This is more than evil.
Mm-hmm.
This is, 18 times.
Right, 18 times. That's the mother of your
This more
kids.
than
Like,
evil.
that is, like, I don't know, like, 18 times. Like, you have to really hate someone to do something like that. And yeah, I just don't, I don't know.
And this the man that said, I love you. I will always love you. You the love of my life. This is the man she said it was the love of her life at one point in time. This is the person you share a bed with. This is a person you share a home with. This is a person that you share a secret with. It's going to be your ending. The closest one is going to be your ending.
And that's very unfortunate, because now his 6 daughters are wherever they are, you know, and they're going to grow up.
Do you think he cares? If he cared about his 6 daughters, he wouldn't be putting paws on her mama. He wouldn't be taking her mama through the mud like this. He don't give a damn. But I think that's another thing, too. So many people try to understand, well, it's so sad. Well, look at him. F him. He's an animal. He's a monster. That's what it is.
Right. I do that a lot. Like, when I first heard about this, I was like, you know, maybe he was going through a lot. Maybe he had a lot of mental issues.
Fuck that!
But
That's the problem. Nah. Nah, that's just what it is. But I appreciate you for calling. We love you. All right, we're going to go to another caller. Calling from 504. You're live on the air. 504. Hello, 504. All right, we're going to go on to the next caller, 504. Calling from 773. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? Can you turn your radio down, please?
Yeah. Hello?
Go ahead.
Hey, honey, I was calling about the incident with the 6, I think it was 6 kids.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just really tragic, and my heart really breaks for those kids. But I was looking on, I guess, her Facebook page before it was deactivated. She had tweeted out or put out that she had all the kids by one man.
She had all them kids by one man. That's what you said?
Yeah.
I
Was
believe
it by
so.
him or was it by somebody else?
From what I'm hearing, it's all by him. But comment, let us know. What do you guys think? They all look the same. But from what I'm hearing, it's all by him.
Yeah. I just don't know what the solution is at this point. You know, should we completely remove ourselves, or should we try to fix it, or should we just leave people by the wayside? Like,
well, I think the best thing is these young boys that you guys growing up, these young boys in the neighborhood, let them know, groom them, and push the agenda. You are not to put paws on women. You are not to go out here to kill as you please. You don't own nobody. That needs to be pushed down through the government, through the entertainment, through the music. You need to let these people know, hey, we are not going to celebrate music that promote these black boys pushing violence towards black women. We don't want to hear on our airlines, because when you hear on the radio, you turn on that damn radio on the black stations, all you hear is fucking and killing. That's it.
All day. All day long. But do you think that for a lot of, for our black and brown sisters, like maybe they need to, just divest from them entirely?
Well, is that realistic? And you can't stop nobody from getting no dick. Come on now. Shit. Can somebody stop you from getting dick? That ain't realistic. I'm not even going to say that shit out there. That's not realistic.
I mean, from an economical standpoint, think about it. The first Supreme Court Justice, Kamala, did it. So, if you're making a certain amount of coins, you got it. Now, for the ones that ain't, you can't. But for the ones who's making that money, it's possible.
I'm lost. Okay, so what you're saying is, okay, for black girls to get with white men?
I'm just using Kamala, Eve as well.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure
Serena.
out where we going with this, because it's the Caucasian man that enslaved your ass. It was the Caucasian man that had your brother, your son, in a damn buck.
But I'm not saying even all just going white, just going non-black.
I don't know. Well, you saying going non-black?
Right, because it seems like that's it with all these different cases. Because we got that one girl who burnt her alive? I think it was in New Orleans.
Yeah, so you don't think them Caucasians would do worse with your ass?
No, I'm not saying that that's the solution, but I think that definitely should be an option.
Well, I don't think nobody's taking Caucasian meat away from you. If you want some of that, I don't know. I don't see nobody hanging people. Well, they used to. Maybe society will shame you if you date outside the race. I don't know. But
but that happens with anything. Like, you could shame somebody a day within their race. Like, my cousin was dating somebody who had just got out the pen. He was like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" You know what I mean? We shamed her. She's still with him. So, So shame comes with relationships in a community setting, because I just don't see them changing the music anytime soon, because too many of us consume it.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling. We're going to let you go. Calling from 845. You're live on the air. Talk to me.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm from upstate New York. I usually catch you going in, girl.
Come on, boo. Talk to me about this.
I just want to say I love the way you represent for women, especially Black women. So what I would like to say is a little bit of everything. In the Black community, we've been traumatized for so long, from basically out of being from slavery to the Jim Crow to the now. And I'm not saying that that we as people don't play a part, but it's all like and systematic. It's systematic and in the mind. Like a lot of people stay trapped to the family curses, don't want to break nothing. They just don't want to do better. And I feel like especially with Black men, they never
can I
really
stop you
want to.
for right there? Okay, you said some powerful things. You said Black people just don't want to do better. I have to
No. Not all Black. Sorry, not to cut you off. Not all Black people, but there are certain people who are okay with wallowing in the shit. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
and
because
I feel
they
like
may be lazy. They don't know. They can't see. They don't see that far. So it's not reality for them.
It's not even so much that though. Like you were saying, it's about culture. They see what their friends are doing. They see what their homies is doing. It's in the back of their. I feel like it's in the back of their subconscious that they want to do right, but I want to call it nigga pressure. Usually, I will call it man pressure, but I feel like in this part, it's called nigga pressure because it's like in the back of their mind, they want to do right. They want to have a family, but then on the other flip side of that, they're like, I'm gonna get clowned. People are gonna make fun of me because basically like the Russell Wilson syndrome type thing. Instead of doing right, they want to do wrong so bad because like I'm a kid of the 80s.
Because of society, the Black society.
Not even society.
The culture, they say culture.
They have their father. They grow up with a lot. They lack a lot of things. What I'm trying to say. They lack a lot of things. Then they have generational curses that they don't know how to break or don't want to break. And today with the culture of sex and money and all these other things, they're just lost. And I'm not saying that as an excuse, but they're just so lost that it's like for the one, there's a
90
small
seconds.
percentage that is doing right. But for the small percentage that is doing right, the collective is like doing so wrong. And it's like, it seems like with each generation, it just keeps getting worse. Because like I said, I'm an 80s baby. And it just seems like it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. I've been on YouTube for the last few years, and I've been watching a lot of documentaries in the last 2 years. I've been following a lot of different pages, and it's just like a lot of Black
60
women are
seconds.
kind of collectively saying the same thing, and it's just really, really sad. Now, honestly, I don't have like a per se answer or like of how to fix everything because I feel like everything is kind of so far gone. It's like I feel like things gonna have to really go to hell before things can even like get on the right track. And as far as this guy, yes, there's been every day I've been watching, like I said, YouTube channels talking about this woman that has 4 kids, 5 kids losing their lives because of the decisions that they're making. And I just think as a whole that we're just going in the wrong direction as women. As Black women especially, like I think we're moving wrong. Like I understand a lot of people grew up without having
10 seconds.
that American, for example, the American dream. As when you were a little kid, they told you go to school, get good grades, and find that man, and y'all go get that house and have that picket fence with the dog and the kids. You know what I'm saying? And as a lot of us got older, we went through different trials, different tribulations, and we didn't see that picket fence as in the same way that we thought of as when we were freaking kids. And like a lot of things, especially in the Black community, got spoiled for a lot of people when they were young. So their minds got distorted. They started looking at things wrong, messed up, this, that, and the third. Fast forward 20 years with the generation that we live in now with social media, because in the 90s and the 80s and 90s, we didn't have social media. So the construct of things was different. Yeah, they was lazy, they was bums, but they was more willing to get out there and do things. There was programs, this, that, and the third. But it's just like now with social media and just how the construct of everything is meant for the for the especially the Black community to really fail. I'm not trying to sound pro-Black and this, that, and the third. I'm not trying to sound like a man hater or anything, but I just see us going down just because there's no unity between the Black man and the Black woman. There's no like clear understanding between us, and it's nothing but friction and division. Plus, you got all this other stuff with the colorists and how they want to pick, outside the race and all these other things, and just a lot of not taking accountability. I know I'm rambling and I'm not really saying what I want to say, but I just want to say, like, they're not taking accountability. They're lacking in a lot of things, and they just taking it out on the woman that most of the time they're supposed to love and take care of and cherish. She ends up getting that ass when she ends up getting that beat, and she ends up taking the brunt of everything because he can't find a way to really like stand up and like fulfill his potential, whether that's because of society, because of his friends gonna clown him, or he feels like the white man is keeping him down. These are all the like reasons of why he's giving himself as to why he can't do what he does. So as in the woman, the Black woman's trying to work, trying to take care of the family, trying to do all these things. And in the midst of that, I feel like there's jealousy, there's hatred, there's all these things because he sees her progressing, he sees her moving, and he's still in that same spot, but he's not trying to do like the self-work. It's like I notice a lot of people in relationships, whether it's social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's real life, it's like people always want the perks of after whatever you accomplish. They never kind of want to really work through and fight through with you to get there, but they want to take the credit, or they don't even allow you to get there because they're like, wow, this person is outgrowing me. They're doing better than me, and I can't let them go because then if I let them go, I look like the piece of shit or the person that I really am, which is I'm not shit. And it's like, instead of doing that, they're like, nah, bitch, I'm going to take you out. Or I'm just basically I'm just going to take you out from the people that really care about you, that really love you, because I can't handle, I can't do, if that kind of makes sense.
Girl, that was a lot.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so did you just want to have a conversation, or you just want to say what you said? Okay.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying because every time I get on my phone, no lie, like every single day that I get on my phone, I go on YouTube and I watch these different YouTubers talk about like Black Girl Loss and just that give recognition to black and brown girls who are going through domestic issues or that's just not getting awareness out in the news. And it's all stemming from us basically trying to have a love that we felt that we've never had in our life. And like the last couple of callers I've been listening, basically you do have to have self-love and you do have to work on those things. And I feel like with a lot of women, especially African-American women, we have a lot of childhood trauma, whether it be like sexual or abuse or abandonment. There's some type of like a childhood trauma that a lot of times is not worked through, that is not dealt with. And that's why these men are able to come in, like are able to like slide in, because like somebody else was saying, like she was saying, you don't see it until you out of it. It's like when you're in those places, it's like these men can sniff you out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like something about you. You're still a good person. You have all these qualities. It's your energy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just like, you know what I mean? Like they get with you. They try to possess you. They try to harness the energy that you have. It's not even that they love you or they deeply want you. It's just like the way you be making them feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like an addiction to how they make you feel. And then it's like once they can't trick you anymore, because I feel like people be having all these different masks. I don't know if you remember the movie Transformers when they was called the Decepticons. Like when they can't deceive you no more and you trying to leave and get out, that's when they start panicking like, oh no, well, I can't have that. If I can't have you, nobody can have you.
Well, I want to stop you here. I'm going to stop you so we can have a little conversation. Okay. When we come to Decepticons and deceiving faces, I do not believe he deceived her as far as who he was. It seems to me he was always the badass and the thug. Do you feel that he was what a good guy, and all of a sudden overnight he returned into a crazy monster?
Okay, no. All right. So, all right. This is the one thing that I'm not feeling. Like, if you notice, like within the last 2 years, with like you were saying, like with the government and all this political stuff, they took in all these terms with the woke and with the mental illness and just using that for every little thing. When I look at that guy's picture, do he look like the elevator go all the way to the top? No, he does not look like he's playing with a full deck. But I feel like something in him really snapped. Like, I don't know what it was, but something, maybe they had an argument. And this is my thing. This is the part that I really didn't understand, because the protection order that she had, I didn't understand why they were still supposedly like cohabitating together or living together, because I'm like, if you have this order, how can y'all be living together, or why are y'all even in the same vicinities? And I just felt like maybe she said something to him, and whatever it was, that's what made him snap. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't already planning to harm this woman, or he hasn't already harmed her in the presence of her kids, but I just feel like maybe she said, like, like really let him know, like, it's over. I'm not doing this no more. I got to do what I got to do for me and these kids. I'm tired of going through this with you and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, okay, well, if I can't fucking have you, nobody's going to have you. That's what I really feel like it is. Like, he don't look like he's playing with a full deck, but I'm, in my heart of hearts, I'm tired of people, especially every time it's a DV case, these guys are being able to use like mental illness as an excuse, because I don't feel like it's like that should be used as an excuse at all.
Okay. Yeah, they did say he has a history, a record. And let's give a big old thank you to Maya. She donated $50. She says, as black women, we got to start thinking about ourselves as a collective. The problem is we are thinking about black men and fighting for them and not ourselves. Black women as a collective are literally putting black men issues over black women issues, and it's killing us. We need to save black women. Okay, so that's Maya. All right.
No, and you know what? And she's 100% right. The thing about it though is, I feel like, my personal opinion, it's not even as a collective, because when the few groups, the few people that are able to get out and start making the headway, it just seems like other people's issues all of a sudden get put in front of ours anytime. Like, I remember the government was giving certain states was giving black women money or some type of grant to like do businesses and stuff. Like, it just seems like as soon as black people or black women get a little bit of anything, here comes everybody else like, well, what about us too? And she's right. As black women, we do need to stick together, and everybody does need to go out and vote and start letting our politicians know. But like you were saying, like a certain party, they don't even care. They're trying to strip women of all their rights and the things that's been fought for in the last 50 years. And it's really up to the younger generation and the generation right now to make the changes, because we have the power. And I don't want to stray too far off the subject, but when they were talking about like the TD Jake stuff and all of that, like, honestly, I don't go to church, but I am a spiritual person. I do believe in like there is a higher. My whole thing is like, we're a lot of black women, I feel like they want to believe in something. They don't, like, black women as a whole are tired of feeling beat down and taken advantage. I feel like a lot of black women want to be able to live in their femininity and rest in their femininity and be in their soft girl era, as that's like the new keyword or whatever. But it's just so hard, because for so long we've always had to do everything. And I'm not just talking about this generation. I'm talking about my mother's generation. I'm talking about my grandmother's generation. This just didn't, that's what I'm trying to say. All this stuff with black men has just gotten worse over in the last 50 to 60 years. And as a collective, when I've been listening to these videos, a lot of the things I've been picking up is when they try to say welfare took the grandfather at the black man out of the home, no, they were already out of the home. They already was on the street corners. They was already down the street with a whole nother ready-made family. They were already doing all these foul things before the social media, but it's just 10,000 times worse than it was back then. And that's why I said, like, I don't know what the whole answer is of fixing it, but it's like, if we don't start somewhere and we don't start doing something, then I just feel like in the future we're doomed. Like, and I really believe that. And sometimes it really saddens me because I'm like listening to all these things and I'm like, damn, what can I do? And the first thing I did for myself per se was I got out of a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhat abusive, but it wasn't like what these ladies was going through. But at the end of the day, like, I knew it was either him or it was me. And it wasn't even no crazy thing as where he tried to kill me or whatever. He ended up going and getting in trouble on a whole nother level. But that was my way of actually getting away from him and doing what I had to do. And it's been 2 years of me basically working on myself and getting myself together and working through things that I didn't always have help with, like as far as childhood traumas and generational curses. It's like we all have to like start with ourselves. And these relationships, what I've been learning is we are the common denominator in our situations. And I'm not blaming no victims and I'm not blaming myself, but we as women have to be accountable. We have to be accountable for the actions that we keep allowing to occur in our lives, because we do have say so if we believe it or not, like, because we're allowing ourselves to get into these situations. Now, to be honest, I feel like the vetting situation, yes, you do need to have discernment. You do need to be smart about the choices you're making. But it's really hard to vet a person, because a person can be everything that you want them to be until they don't want to be anymore. And that's just my personal opinion. That's just how I feel about it. And like I said, Decepticons, people wear different masks, and one mask fall off and they got another mask until they masks run out. And then it's like, damn, it's kind of too late. But it's like, if you're not, I don't want to say smart, but if you're aware and you've been through certain rodeos, like if you've been around the block before, you know, like when you feel like certain patterns are reemerging or you seeing certain red flags, and you just got to really take yourself up out of it, but you have to be ready. People can tell you 10,000 times, your family, your sisters, your cousins can tell you this guy is no good for you, this, that, and the third. But until it's like you're ready to leave, you're not going to leave. And it's like sometimes people don't get the chance to leave because they keep believing in the back of their mind like this person is going to change. The person already showed you who they was. But in your heart of hearts, because you was lacking love or you didn't grow up with a father, like you want to believe these certain things. And it's, I don't want to say like fairy tales, but it's like as you start growing and going through life, like you go through different situations and they show you like, yeah, those were movies. Those weren't like truly necessarily real. Like those were like fantasy. And now I have to wake up from this fantasy and like really see what's real, really see what this person and what they are for and what they are doing. And like I said, this situation is sad, but every day I wake up almost, sometimes I don't even go on YouTube because there's going to be somebody's daughter, sister, mother getting killed because like they were with the wrong man. And a lot of times it's the wrong black man. And I'm not sitting here blaming black men like, oh, this, oh, that. But they, listen, at the end of the day, they don't never want to take accountability. And it's like there's a small percentage of them that's actually really out there that's really doing the damn thing. So it's like they think as they're the collective. No, you're not the collective. And even if you're not beating on a woman, talking down and mistreating a woman, that's not what it is. That's not what you're supposed to be doing either. And this high value and all of this. Like everybody got it all backwards. I just feel like everything is ass backwards. Everything is going ass backwards. Like we're supposed to be moving forward and we're just not moving forward. We're moving backwards.
I gotta say
and I feel
something. I hear what you're saying and I appreciate you, but I kind of disagree. I don't think that black women are moving backwards. When I look from where black women have come from in America, oh my goodness, Y'all have came so far and you're doing so much better. You had to go through a lot of shit. You didn't have any rights. You didn't have a voice. You didn't have a right to speak. You know, you couldn't even raise your own damn kids. You've been through a lot.
No, and you're right.
You've been through a fucking lot. You know,
No, I'm not
give yourself
away
a
from that.
break. You know, and give some
No, I'm not-
time.
no.
Everything needs to change. It needs to grow. But I think black women, y'all are doing phenomenal, and keep it up. Keep your foot on their goddamn necks. But I hear what you're saying, but I do have other callers.
No, I'm going to end on this note. You're right. Black women are doing phenomenal. Like, black women are building businesses. They're going to school.
Well,
They're
not
getting
even
degrees.
that. They are awakening to self-love and not just falling to what societies want them to be. Having a mind and picking and choosing happiness.
Picking. That's a fact. I just want, for the future generations, and like, I just want to, I don't know if we can pick better. Like the other girl was saying, divest. I don't believe that's the answer either, because a lot of people aren't going to do that. But it's just like, there has to be, like, I don't know, there has to be, not no kumbaya or anything, but there has to be some type of understanding that black people come to in the future, because I feel like that's what's really killing the community. Because if you think about it, like, for example, like, for one thing I could bring up, like Black Wall Street, back in those days when the communities like really worked together, everybody was like things were just, I'm not saying that there was no problems. I'm not saying that. Things were just so different. Like, it's crazy how you got to go back, like all the way back there just to say a time when it seemed like black women and black men were like really coexisting and working for the betterment of each other. And it's just like, it's just crazy how I just don't see that anymore. And I don't want to take away from anything with black women doing better.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But like I said, we got some other callers, but I appreciate you. But I also want to say Black Wall Street, that's just a certain perspective. You know, a lot of stuff was still effed up during those times, but people will tell you a part of a story and just glorify it to make it X, Y, and Z, but they don't never tell you the full story. But I appreciate you, and we gotta let you go. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Calling from 647. You're live on the air. 647.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the call. You know, so there was a lot being said, but one thing I wanna say, just from my own experience of coming into contact with men who carry low vibrational spirits, is that black women, there's a lot of black women listening right now. Black women, we're very powerful, and we have to trust our gut. We really have to trust our gut, and we have to know when it's time to walk away. And the sad thing is that one thing in common with a lot of these stories that I've been seeing with black femicide is that a lot of these black women were walking away. They left. I think that they said that the Ashley, she had a protective order against him. And the sad thing is that I actually had to tell a few women to leave the states where they were living to get away from these dudes, because it comes to a point where the abuse starts verbally. They start playing a lot of mind games. They gaslight. And as black women, we know when people are throwing a shade. Like, we know the sarcasm. We know when people are playing mind games with us. We're very intelligent. We are basically the foundation of the culture that we see in front of us. Everyone has taken things from us. So the thing is, what I'm saying is that we have to trust ourselves when we're in these relationships. And a lot of times these men get very, very, very angry when we start to walk away. They love it when we stay, because we become the punching bags, whether it be physically, mentally, verbally, or even financially, because they do abuse financially as well. But one thing I'm going to have to tell black women to do is not to wait until it starts getting to a physical situation. Immediately when we start sensing the red flags, seeing those red flags, we shouldn't wait until the flag is as big as, I don't know, like, I don't know, as a building. As soon as you see those small signs, we have to like check it and either leave right away or just distance ourselves from the person. And it's unfortunate to say that because a lot of women, they wanna give that person, that man, a chance, but a lot of Black men, they got protected for so long within the Black community by Black women that they feel very entitled to do the things that they do to us because they've been programmed by us because we protected them for so long. So they think it's okay to use us as punching bags, and we're always finding excuses for them, but we can't be finding excuses for them anymore. You know, we can keep saying it's slavery. We know all of this. We know about the intergenerational trauma. We know about these things, but we also have to add to the fact that once we start giving our bodies to these men, the soul ties, the spiritual attachments, the sexually and spiritually transmitted demons and diseases starts to infect us. And these are the things that keep us attached to these dudes. So it's like, don't wait until these Black...
But when they give y'all asses something, are they going to take care of y'all? Or they going to turn their head like, I don't know where the fuck you got that from?
Which part?
When you say they start giving them ST, you know what, stuff. I'm saying a lot of them, they don't take accountability. They'll turn their head and ask you, well, who the fuck you been laying up with?
Right. And that also increases their violence because a lot of them, just like one of the other callers said, a lot of them come from families where there's a lot of psychological issues. And I'm not making fun of anybody because, I know what it's like to deal with a parent with schizophrenia, So I'm saying once they start playing those mind games, when they give you these things, when they're putting your body in danger because they're out there sleeping with other people, these are red flags. When they're gaslighting you and saying, oh, yeah, no, who were you with? When they knew they're the ones that's sleeping around. These are all games that they're playing. And these are all like warning signs to tell you, you got to leave. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is with Black women, because we have a thing where it's like we're very compassionate. And again, it leads back to slavery because we were the wet nurses. We were the ones that were breastfeeding the white babies and had our babies starving and dying because we had to breastfeed the white babies because the white women didn't have nutrients in their bodies to feed their own babies. So for a long time, we passed down this intergenerational pattern of caring about everybody else, like the person said in your super chat. We put everybody else in front of us. Like we are at the bottom of that totem pole, and everybody is above us, and we keep giving excuses, making excuses for everyone. But it comes to a point where we have to stop. And I think what's happening is karmically, energetic-wise, these men are seeing that we're putting ourselves first, and this is the reason why the violence is increasing even more. Like the violence has always been there. The problem is a lot of Black women weren't talking about it. A lot of our aunts, our cousins, the women before us, they weren't talking about it. But the reason why it's increasing and it's coming out more is because we have the internet. And the thing is that we have to look at these stories and see, one, when we start to experience those red flags, it's time for us to go. And like how, you were saying earlier, is that a lot of Black women in general, but Black women in general, are groomed, to say that, oh, we need a man. And, when Kevin Samuels, the Samael, which means poison of God, that gaslighting and that the fear tactic, the fear mongering, oh, you need a man before this age, you need a man, right? All those things are setting us up for dangerous situations, and what's happening is we're ignoring our gut, we're ignoring our spirit, we're ignoring our spirit guides, we're ignoring the vibes that we're feeling from these dudes, and we're putting them first and setting ourselves up for danger. And Black women have to trust themselves, and it's unfortunate, like I said, a lot of these women were leaving, like the young girl in New York who was walking with her child in the stroller, and her baby father came and shot her in the head. and she left him. And then the other girl, I can't remember what state she was in, but she was in her house, and the guy came in and killed her because she left him. So there is a vibe.
You're going to say K. All right,
Oh,
so I'm going to stop you there so I can get a little bit more, interactive. Now, can I ask y'all a question? Okay, so when which one do you think is more important? You need a man or you need to love yourself, okay? Press 1 if you feel like needing a man is way more important. Or press 2 if you feel like loving yourself is more important. Because the whole pushing agenda is you need a man versus you need to find out who you are to love yourself. And then why would I push you need a man agenda? Who does it benefit more, you or that man? It seems like these niggas need the women. Hello, okay? And they need you way more than you need their ass, okay? When they come up in age, they gonna need, half of them don't even know how to wipe their ass properly, let alone know how to cook and damn clean. But go ahead.
Well, it's true. You know what's crazy though? I actually came across a few videos with Black women telling other Black women that we need a man. The reason why we're not happy, the reason why we're this, the reason why we're that is because we don't got a man. Like there's videos floating around all over IG, TikTok.
Well, she had a man. She had a man. The girl on the screen, she had a man, and look what happened to her. Huh?
Exactly.
Every day, these Black women have men, and look what happened to them. They 6 feet under, died before their time because they needed a man.
Exactly. And and before I come off the phone, the thing is, a lot of this is spiritual as well. We're in something called a photon belt. It's photon energy. And in this part of the photon belt is actually the divine feminine. And the last time we were in the photon belt, it was actually masculine energy. And that's when colonialization happened. It was like thousands of years ago, and scientists actually have it written down. So what we see here, the divine feminine actually is connected to the mitochondrial Eve, which are originally Black women. And it's not by coincidence that this whole shift is happening right now, and this is the reason why I'm encouraging Black women to remove themselves from any spaces that is pulling their energy down, whether it be cousins, friends, husband, whatever it may be. Remove yourself from those spaces because a lot of the people around us are energy vampires. They need us for their fuel. So all of this is not by coincidence. I don't mean to go into the esoteric, because I know you speak about a lot of spiritual things. Sometimes you throw them in there.
I'm like, what? I'm
that's fine.
People speak. I'm like, what the fuck going on? But
go
ahead.
That's fine.
I'm lost, but go ahead.
Well,
no, you don't gotta explain it. You
example,
said what you said. Go ahead.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, we're very powerful people. Black women are very powerful. We influence people without, people take from us all the time. They suck off of us. Like I said, during slavery, they used us to breastfeed their children. They used us for everything. The culture, you see Kim Kardashian, all these people, the entire culture was built off of Black women. It's a vampiristic type of culture. And that's the reason why Black women being close to Black men who are not trying to work on their spirituality and their mind is dangerous for us, because look at what they're doing. They're taking our lives. It's not just that they're taking pieces of what it is that we're putting out there in the culture. They're taking our lives. It's all symbolic of parasites that keep sucking off of Black women. And what I'm saying is Black women have to separate themselves from anybody that they see is not resonating on the same vibration as them. So that's what I want to throw out there. But thanks for taking my call.
Well, thank you for calling in, and please call back. All right, calling from 504. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. I got disconnected earlier, so my apologies with that.
It's okay.
You hear me?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to discuss what happened to Ashley. It's very heartbreaking that this is a continuous thing in our community. I just find it shocking, that she spoke life into her children, her girls. And, sometimes we don't know the outcome of our words. But she posted something on her page, and she said, I want my girls to be a positive role model to all young girls across the world, creating a platform for them. My daughters is going to change the world. And, I'm just looking at this in another perspective, and also being a survivor of domestic violence. I believe God is going to use these girls for a greater picture. And when she was speaking these things, I just don't think she knew, the outcome. But with that being said, people say you have to pick your mates better. My ex, he went to school for psychology, very intelligent, very nice looking. But that didn't stop him from hurting me. I was pregnant with his son last year, and his truth came out just completely. And unfortunately, that ended up being a stillborn that I gave birth to in November. But it woke me up to a greater picture, because I'm like, okay, so what's going on with me that I attract this type of individual in my life? And I just believe that Black women need to hold themselves accountable for the things that we entertain, the things that we watch, the things that we listen to. For example, I had to block the Shade Room, even though I know they're not going to miss me, because they have over 20-something million followers on Instagram. I just had to realize why I'm constantly being drawn to this type of platform where I'm seeing Black women degrading themselves, where I'm hearing music about Black women proudly calling themselves bitches, proudly calling themselves whores, proudly, just being in a position where they are degrading themselves for men all of the time. And I just believe we have to just examine ourselves and take accountability for the things that we attract in our lives. One of your callers has said that we have to break a curse. We have to break these generational curses. But you have to acknowledge the curse. You have to know it's a curse before you break it. And so if we're, just conditioned to be in this certain mentality, it just messes up us. It messes up our psyche as a whole, as a collective, if we are constantly worshiping and entertaining demonic things. So I do believe that everything is a spiritual warfare. And another thing that Black women deal with, we are connected to everything emotionally. And that's another failure of ours. And we would start examining that and realize that we have to do things for the collective and not based on our emotions and not always being attached to things, we will move better as a people. Because instantly we will understand that that man who is speaking foolishness in our ears isn't the right person for us. See, before the soul connection come when we have sex, it starts with a man speaking into our ears, into our temples, because men speak words while women experience them. So if a man is telling you all these things, then what we do? We vision it. We see it in our heads. And so once we realize what's going on, we should cut it immediately and move forward with our lives, move forward with, the passions and things that we need to be focused on as a collective and not ourselves. And you know, I just wanted to call in because I believe we have to redirect that and stop giving the energy to all these demonic portals, you know, where we are celebrating black men having on wigs, wearing lipstick. We think it's funny, but it's not funny. But who support them? Us. We support every negative thing that they do and then blame them for when it doesn't go our way. You know, that's just my input on that.
Well, I thank you and I appreciate you. All right, make sure you call back. All right, what comment? People are saying, you know what, the phone lines are closed. So do you guys want me to reopen these phone lines? Press 00 if you're saying open these phone lines. I got something to say. Or press 11 if you feel like, hey, this is a good way to end this conversation. And yeah. So comment, let us know what do you guys want us to do at this point.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
So I'm at the breaking point where I can create a new one, or you know, we can do our farewells. Okay. Yeah. Either way, it's up to y'all. You know, this is all. Hey, it's y'all world. What they say? I'm just something in it. Some shit they be saying. I forgot. And why I'm opening up a phone line, I know this is off topic, right? But while I've been listening to this song, it's this girl her name Gorilla. And she said, I'm F fuck nigga free. Like, I love that song. She be like, let's go. Twerking on them headlights. I know it's random as hell, but I've been listening to her all day. I just thought y'all should know. Okay?
Your show now. Press
so I'm
1
opening the
to hear
phone
important.
lines.
Your show is scheduled to start in 27 seconds.
All right, 27 seconds. I don't know if I can answer a phone line now. Calling from 770. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me. What's your thoughts about all this?
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
Hello?
3,
Yeah, I can hear it. Can you
2,
hear me?
1.
Okay, because the recording me.
Talk Radio.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling from like a psychological event about these males.
I'm listening. We listening.
Okay. Yeah, I have 5 children by a demonic male that I had to put bars on my windows, that I moved to Georgia from California. I've been separated from him for about 18 years.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I understand. Yeah, and he was a pedophile and an alcoholic. I had all 5 children by the same male. Am I on the air?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, I can hear me. Okay, I turned it down. Yeah, and see, he came from an abusive family, but they were professional people. And the situation with him was he got raped by men and women. And his mom used to leave him with guys that she would go with the guy out of prison, and they get into an argument. She'd leave him there as a pawn.
Well, yeah, that's go ahead.
So a lot of these males are very angry at their mothers, and then they'll come after us with all this baggage that they grew up with, and their powers are stolen from childhood. A lot of black males are down low, and they have been raped. And they just have control issues, and when they lose that control, they want to kill you.
Well, they need to realize they don't have control over anybody but themselves and their choices. And that need to be pushed down and push the agenda. You niggas out here, you have no control over nobody. You are not God. You are not to play God. Period. And it needs to be more jail time and prison time for men that attempt or try to take out these women's lives. They need to know government and the world is not playing.
Right, and I always, too, like the woman was saying, I always attract these men that work in, and I'm like, they do voodoo. I always attract those type of males. So I've been single for the longest, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm at the age where my hormones are reduced. I'm 62. I'm a young 62, by the way.
Go ahead, girl.
And
go ahead.
Yeah,
we all hope, half of them hope they get to that age. So go ahead, boo. Okay? There's so many people that don't even reach to get to 62. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get around good for my age, and I do attract guys like in their 40s. But I just don't want to be bothered because, like I said, I attract the devil. My kid's father is absolutely a demon. He's a demon, and we are just totally, as they say, opposites attract. The way I think, the way he thinks, but it's very, very dangerous. You have to be careful. My daughter, my baby daughter, was sheltered. She's a beautiful, tall, chocolate girl, and she's stuck with this guy. He's demonic, and she knows it. But he bugs her ear and the sex and whatever it is. He just has control over her, major control. And he was isolating her too, so I made police reports, so that stopped. But I mean, it's really scary out here right now, and you know, it's nothing left. It's a lot of women that's on women because there's not enough men. The younger women are into women more because there's not enough men.
No, I don't believe that. Ain't no way. Can't nobody.
Georgia, yes, it is.
Nah, you cannot be into other women unless you want to be with other women. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But I hear you though. Ain't no way you can't do that.
My son he just made 27, and he says these women are more interested in women. Like they've been dragged by so many males.
They was just into women then, you know. But I don't think
a lot of women have been violated, so they'll go both ways, and males too.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. All right, let's go on to the next caller. 626, you're live on the air.
Hey, Gigi, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I just want to say I'm a huge fan. First time I'm calling in, but I love how you keep it real and you keep it messy.
Okay. Love the mess. But go ahead.
I just wanted to say, like, I think, like just, like, watching all this stuff going on with the poor woman with the 6 kids who was killed by her husband, and then also all the stuff with, like, Ashanti and Irv Gotti. I just think us as black women, like, yo, we gotta stop putting up with the stuff that comes from our men. Like, I think as black women, we have low self-esteem, and a lot of it, like, comes from how we were raised. We were raised to always be the hold-it-down chick. Our grandmas and our mothers raised us to, like, always put up with a lot of crap. And so we accept stuff that other women don't accept. And
what? Let's play. Let's go down. What do you mean by when black women have low self-esteem? Give me 3 to 5 examples. Let me know that black women have low self-esteem. Give us the stereotypes.
Ooh, let's go. Okay, yeah. So, for example, like a lot of us, it's like the only qualifier for us is that a man is black. That's it. It don't matter if he got a criminal record. It don't matter if he ain't got a job. As long as he's a black man, that's what we look for. We look for another black man. Is that preference
or low self-esteem? How does that ties into low self-esteem? It sounds like preference.
I think preference is a definition that came from a man. But I think for us, it translates as low self-esteem because it's like if you at this position where like you have this dude who literally ain't got nothing going for him other than the fact that he a black man and he's in proximity to you and you can't find anybody better than him, so you go with him. For me, that's like a self-esteem issue. Like literally, because it's just
So
like,
you saying that black women don't feel good enough to date outside their race?
No, I think it's how we socialize. I think we socialize to be like that hold it down chick, and we're also socialized to like always uplift black men.
So more so you're groomed
like,
and you're brainwashed to only date black men.
I think that's part of it, but I think it's just that again, it's also that we don't see like that there's more. There's other options out there. So we like it's kind of like we don't have a lot
You
of
don't
options
see
in
or
our
you don't
neighborhood
want to
and where we
see.
are.
You don't want those options.
No, I don't think that's it. I think that's we go with what we have in our neighborhood and our communities, and we don't go beyond our communities. Because also think about it, a lot of us, we don't like go out of the state and travel. Most of us don't go out of the country. There's even a lot of black people who are afraid to get on an airplane, and so we don't really like see what else there is out there. And like again, like I mean I grew up in the project. In LA, so I grew up in like the worst of the worst situations, and so I see what there is to see, and I just see like a lot of us are socialized because I don't think it's just about what I see, but I also look at like comparatively like to like our black men, they will date out. Like you can look at like male celebrities and see that they will date out, and you can see like they always look for like more girls who have more light skin and have good hair, or they'll go out and they'll date other races and they'll compare those other races to us. And so that's why I'm saying us as black women, I just don't think that we like look out like that because I don't know that we socialize for that.
Okay, what else?
Well, and the other thing is, it's just like I just think that like there's a lot of generational trauma in the black community that we don't always talk about. It's like our grandmas always have to have like 2 or 3 jobs to hold it down, because our grandpas may have not been holding it down and doing what they need to do. And so there was always, that's where the big mama thing comes from. And so I just kind of feel like that's been passed on to us generationally as women. And it's like, that's what we have to do. That's like we're trained and taught, like, you got to hold it down in the family. You always the one. Like, how many of us, especially us as educated black women, how many of us are the ones who are the people that everyone comes to whenever you need to set up a resume? There's always a black woman in your family that you go to for that. Or
but how does that tie into black? How does that tie into black women having low self-esteem?
Well, it goes also to like we always have to be like the hold it down chick. Like we always the ones who have to hold it down for everybody. We the ones you come to when you got a problem. And
yeah,
so,
but how is that low self-esteem?
Because I think it ties into the fact that we don't know how to say no to people. Because we were taught to be the yes man. We were taught to be the person that you come to when you got problems. So we don't know how to say that, no, I can't help you, because for us, that's a blow to us when we say, I can't help you. Because we were taught to be like, I'm always the person with the solution. And so for me, that's where the issue comes from. It's like we always have to be the person in our family who has the solution. We always the one who's going to bail you out in the middle of the night. We always the one who's going to help you out with your resume. We always the one who's going to help you pay for your books when you go off to college. Like, we're all black women. We're always the solution in our family. So, like, we're literally, like, in my opinion, we are literally groomed to not say no. And how that transfers to both self-esteem, because you're not always saying no, is that, like, you're always seeing the good in others. And I tend to think if you always just focus like, oh, like I gotta have this guy, I gotta have this black guy, he has to be a black guy, that's all that matters, and that's all that matters. It's just, I'm just like, yo, there's so many more options for us, point blank, one, period. But like two, it's just like, I think that because we have always been the go-to person in our family, we're always the one that struggles and carries the weight of everybody. That has a burden attached to it, and I don't think people talk about it enough. People do not talk about the burden that comes with that. Like, if you always think that you're the one who's carrying everybody's burden and it's your job to figure out everyone's problem, how do you build self-esteem based upon that?
Are you asking a question or you just, talking?
No, I'm talking and I'm asking a question.
Okay, so like, she want to know how do you build self-esteem on top of, say that again?
So, like, if you always are the one to handle everybody's problems, take care of everybody's issues, and on top of that, you are expected to date or talk to any black man that comes your way, how does that garner your self-esteem, especially when we talking about the fact that we got black men who have issues in our community? Like, that's where I'm struggling. And I'm struggling with the fact that we outnumber black men. There's more black men than black women. So if we are taught as black women that we have to date black men, and we outnumber black men, and there's also a large percentage of black men who unfortunately aren't making the amount of money that we are making as black women, what are we supposed to think? If you a black woman, and a lot of black women are, because black women are a very educated population, we're going to school, we're starting businesses, this is all backed up by statistics. If we are those women and most of our men aren't meeting those standards, or most of our men are have not the same income we have, you are literally downgrading. So how does that build your self-esteem if you have to date a man who cannot provide or is not who cannot provide the life you're accustomed to, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying. Right. To me, from what you're saying, it almost like you can't be too smart for that man. You have to act stupid or dumb in order to find a good man, because if you show too much of yourself, then you're going to come off, I guess, too overwhelming. Is that the gist?
Yeah, no, that is the gist, and I'm just answering your question because, literally, the only reason I got on the phone was to talk about what was going on with our sis who died, and
right. I think you make great points, and I think that you're saying stuff that that a lot of common people don't think about. So I just want to, talk to you about it so you can really open up and really dissect it and break this shit down so we can understand, But I think you're going in the right direction. Just, how you explain it, make it A, B, motherfucking C so we can understand, and I can understand more too. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh.
Well, A, B, and C, Miss GIGI, is that child, unfortunately, black women are overperforming black men, and we have been socialized to just problem solve everything and downgrade our standards, and it ain't working. It just ain't working when you got your shit going on, and you unfortunately got to hook up with a man who ain't got his shit going on.
Okay, right. And you know what? By you talking, you know what you remind me of? And I know it's probably going somewhere left, right? It reminds me in the rap community how you have so many girls that are talented with the pen, but they constantly have to degrade themselves to get the acceptance and the validation from men to sell a record when they don't have to go that route, but it almost like, no, you have to, because that's what the industry standards is.
Mm-hmm. Actual.
You said what?
No, I said absolutely. That is fact. And
because you
I'm
hear,
sorry,
you hear all the time how people are saying that, you know, Carla called in earlier. They're tired of, you know, black women rappers degrading themselves. But it's like, do they have to degrade themselves? Because they're smart and they can write and they're creative. But it's like, no. But why do they down themselves? And a lot of times it's to please the niggas. Like, you may have some girls, even some of y'all have done this shit, I've done it sometimes, where I act like a stupid hoe, you know. And it's like it turned them on. They act like a stupid hoe. Because if you talk too smart, if you talk intelligent, if you want to talk about all these other things, you may lose their ass. But go ahead.
Well, no, and it's true. And the thing that bothers me about it is that we don't walk in our truth. Like, we don't live in our fucking truth. And we need to start doing that, because there's so many things in the black community that fly by that we don't speak about, we don't talk about. It's that hidden truth that we don't touch upon. It's to act like that don't happen. Act like so many things that go on and occur to black women that we don't talk about. And that's what bothers me so much about it, is that so many issues with black women get swept under the rug. So many things that we get socialized into get swept under the rug. And I'm just all about, at this point, and at the point I've reached in my life, I'm like, I'm going to live my truth. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And I'm not going to dedicate my life to serving black men. That has to stop. I'm all about black women and what we can do to better ourselves. And like I said, like, the reason I called in is because this issue with the woman that you're talking about with the 6 kids, and again, the recent issue with Ashanti, it's like black women get preyed upon. And we end up in these situations where there are red signs, there are red flags, and there are signs of what's happening, but we ignore it because of based upon how we've been socialized. Oh, it's okay, you know, no, his dad did this to him, or his grandma did this to him, so we need to accept him as he is, or we need to understand him, or we can empower him, or we can lift him up. That's literally how we as black women get socialized. And we need to stop that because it's hurting us.
You're right. You sure right. You know, people need to hear your voice. And you know what else I'm reminded? I know it's kind of off. It's a song on the radio. I heard it the other day. Do you know it get on my nerve? He talking about, if I cheat on you, I still love you. The fuck? That is what they're pushing. He's talking about, have y'all heard that song? He talking about some, yeah, if I cheat on you, that don't mean I don't love you.
Child, girl, that's a whole nother read, okay?
No, that's the songs they're pushing.
Well, yeah, and I see there's people who's asking about Ashanti, and I'm just like, Google Irv Gotti and Ashanti, because Irv Gotti came out 20 years later and, like, he said some shit about Ashanti that ain't got nothing to do with her. So that's just the answer, like the people in the chat who's asking about Ashanti.
Yeah, I think I heard a little bit about it. I think what happened, it's this big man, and he keeps on talking about how, I guess he forget to tell y'all, when he was with his wife, he was a scum of the earth, dating Ashanti at the same time as, isn't he her manager?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, because I'm old enough to remember, but I remember when she was writing all those songs, she was writing all those hooks, she was always on the hooks, right? And then Jennifer Lopez, stole her shit, and and I can't say that Jennifer Lopez stole it to her, because like Irv Gotti and Ja Rule gave the songs that and hooks that Ashanti recorded to Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez made money off of Ashanti's work. And this is when Irv Gotti, the president or CEO of Murder Inc., was like hooking up with Ashanti. And mind you, at the time, she's like 20, 21. She's a baby, and this man is a grown-ass man who's married. And he literally took advantage of her. And so then finally they like gave her a record deal, and that's when she came out with that song Happy. And I think on that record was also when she came out with like Foolish, and I can't remember what else because it was like ages ago. But it's like all these things that she had to go through, and she was taking advantage of just to get her record deal. And I think when she hooked up with Nelly, and that's when Irv Gotti got upset. And so now 20 years later, after all that drama, he's releasing all this stuff. Y'all go online, y'all can find it. He's talking shit about Ashanti now, and how he's all butthurt and stuff about how she hooked up with Nelly and whatever. But he was a whole married man taking advantage of like a 19, 20-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't like how he was saying it, y'all. He was saying it like, let me tell you about this, like she was a hoe out here in these streets. And she was just out here, he was a good nigga to her, and he was a hoe. And she was a hoe. That's how he was playing it. It was very degrading to her. You know, he gossip like a damn bitch. They all do. And see, I love plus size people. Shit, I'm on a plus size for real. You know, but I want to fat shame that fat fuck so bad. But I don't want to go there. But sometimes I sure do. But anyway, yeah, he get on my damn nerves with his mouth.
Mm-hmm. He really do. And Miss Gigi, I'm so sorry, girl. I'm not trying to change the topic of your live, but I mean, I just wanted, literally the only reason I called in is because we were talking about black women going through shit. And
girl, you know you A1, it's fine. Shit, you know, shit, you good. You good people. I can tell you are really good people. You are really good.
Oh, girl, yeah. I mean, I've been through the shit. Like, growing up in a project, you go through shit and you see shit. And I think that a lot of it, we don't really see it until we get out of that situation. And that's when we get perspective, when we get out of that situation and we operate in other environments. And I'm not just talking about like white environments. Like, I mean, I live in like a middle class black neighborhood. Like, there's none but black people in the neighborhood I live in. But they're all middle class black people, and a lot of them did go through like struggle to get to where they are. And like when we talk about like our journey and the shit that we've been through and how we grew up, it's like, God damn, like that shit was traumatic as fuck. Like, why don't we as black people talk more about that trauma? Why does that trauma get glorified? Why does like hip hop and rap music glorify this trauma? Why does it glorify like the degradation of black women? And that's not something we talk about in our community. And we need to talk about that shit more, because low-key, that glorification of degradation of black women is literally translating into the streets. And you can see that shit by how black women are dying left and right, how black women are being treated in the streets left and right. Like, we gotta grow from that. And to me, it's just like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think in the industry, who do you see as a representation of black women? Who is one of the voices for black women? And whoever that is in the industry need to speak out. You know, it should be taking letters from black women all the time and targeting the conversation that black women as a collective want to talk about and discuss. And who do you guys think is a good voice that has a large platform that's a celebrity? You know, comment, let us know, who do y'all think? Who do you think? Hello?
Yeah, for real, because I personally don't know.
Oh, you don't know no celebrity?
It's like, yeah, listen, cause I really don't know. But all I'm saying is like, I came here to speak for what happened to the woman with the 6 kids, and I feel bad what happened to her. And I feel like us as Black women, we need to talk more and more about these issues in our community, because we out in these streets dying left and right. Like, Black femicide is a thing, and people don't know. People don't talk about it.
You sure right, but I enjoyed you. I'm trying to think of a celebrity too. All I can think of, but I don't think she does. I say yes, then I say no. It's that Taraji. Somebody said Beyonce. I don't see Beyonce. I think her for more of an entertainer. But I don't see Beyonce coming out here speaking. She's not that speaker. She entertains through her music. And she does great things. But I'm talking about like a speaker. You know what I mean? Like a Martin Luther King. Who is the Martin Luther King for Black women? Who is the Malcolm X for Black women?
And I don't think we have that anymore. Like, I think, like...
Did you ever have it? Who was it? You said anymore.
It was like Angela Davis. Angela Davis.
Okay.
She was in the Black Panthers.
But was she going directly for Black women, or was it a collective Black and the whole race? I don't know much about Angela Davis. I need to be educated.
Oh, there was that woman who wrote that book, Ain't I a Woman? Hold on, let me look her up real quick. Cause she she was a Black woman who tore down the feminist movement, who was like, y'all just about white chicks. And in the feminist movement, the Black women are the most like marginalized people in the feminist movement. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Bell Hooks. So I think Bell Hooks literally was like the last Black woman we had who was like a ride or die about Black women rights.
Yeah, well, that's
and she wrote that book, Ain't I a Woman?
Okay, well, that's something to keep an eye on, right? All right, well, we appreciate you. Please call us back. All right, let's go on to the next caller, 414. You're live on the air. 414.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi. You can hear me?
Uh-huh.
I think I sound like another caller. Okay, I'm sorry. What was the question? I am listening now.
Oh, we were talking, we started off talking about this man on the screen and him taking out his baby mama girlfriend 18 times with the slice and dicing. That's what's the gist of this whole conversation.
Yes. I have been involved with the chat. However, I guess, you didn't have so many callers by now. I've been holding for a little minute. But I just think it all boils down to us loving ourselves as Black women. We can go on back and forth all the time about what's going on and why people acting the way they do. I think once we all sit back and take a break and really sit down to love ourselves, we can attract better. Someone else talked about spiritual and energy, and that is it. I'm in my 30s. I've experienced things, I think the last caller kind of went into that, how we date these dudes, and you want to be the ride or die chick when you're young, and you date the drug dealers. I dated a drug dealer, had a baby with a drug dealer. I am, I guess you could say, blessed. He's still around. We co-parent very well. I left, after like house getting raided and all that. And he's actually like a diamond in the rough. He was a real good dude. He's still a good dude. Great father to my daughter. However, I didn't want that lifestyle. It took for that moment to happen. It took having to go back and forth to court, getting property, getting my money back. Like, knowing that my daughter went through that. She was in the car when they grabbed him. I wasn't with her. Like, I didn't deserve that. My daughter didn't deserve that. And I didn't know what the future was going to be like. I didn't know the future he was going to have, but I knew the future I wanted to have. So I left. And I think, like other people have said, we got to just take a break, and we got to figure out what we want in life. We got to figure out what we done been through in life, you know, molestation. One caller talked about that. It's real. We got to deal with ourselves. We got to wonder why we dating who we dating. Why should we even feel like we need to be on that? You know, at 18 to 25, you should be living life and figuring it out. We all come from different backgrounds. Some people got parents' help. A lot of, you know what, I really hate talking about just black people, social economics. I really want people to understand that. It's poor people everywhere. But it's poor people everywhere doing different shit. We need different, I'm sorry, can I curse?
Go ahead. We are taking exception.
we need to understand that it's a world out there. People are traveling, having businesses, loving themselves, loving their family. And I really think if we as a people really want to see change, we have to start demanding it. And I hate to sound like that person. Like I said, I mean, I used to bartend, be in the club. Like, I was that girl. I loved, like, certain parts of that lifestyle. It was fun. But we have to grow up, and we have to teach our kids that. Like, you can have fun, but you're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to be somebody in the world. Who do you want to be in the world? And I'm a black woman. Like, I work corporate America. It took a long time. You know, mother your kids. All this shit that we going through is for us to go through it and make sure that our daughters do not go through it. Like, you can be a parent, but as soon as you are that parent, it is really for you. And I hate saying that because it is so hard. No one tells you it's hard. It's hard to change your life and be who you never thought you could be. It's hard. You need people to speak that to you. These kids need that. Like, I guess I can't stress enough when I reflect. Yes, in my later 20s, early 30s, life was fucking rough. And I was crying. And why am I crying? I want different. What have I been fucking doing to make my life different? You know, either somebody gonna tell you about yourself or you gonna tell you about yourself. And or you just not gonna grow. Either we're gonna grow, we're gonna teach kids. Okay, and I really don't want to ramble. The point is we have to love ourselves. We have to start giving to the babies. And we have to start teaching them about life and why they should love life. All the parents out there, do we listen to this music? And again, I hate being that person. Why is this music allowed to be on the radio? I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I am just, and yes, I grew up tip drill, all that shit, and wanted to shake my ass, and you know, and that's exactly what I did. And yes, I'm alive, and I do feel like times are just different. The music is different, you know, like everyone wants to be a prostitute and not even realize they're prostitute, you know, whatever. It's just, we can put fancy words on it, get in the bag, you know, it's just, if your mentality is just get money all the time, then from niggas you having sex with, you're a prostitute at the end of the day. Now, we ain't gonna argue about it. However, yes, if you out there doing stuff with your life, it's not even about, oh, this nigga's about to pay me. Like, if you on your shit, and I'm saying this as a 30-something-year-old woman who has been both a low vibrational woman and a high vibrational woman. And when you learn your work and you walk in your work, I'm telling you, you are attracted to other people who are worthy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you heard what she said. Love yourself and pick yourself. But I thank you, boo. I really appreciate you telling your story. All right. Let's go on to the next caller. 872. You're live on the air.
Hi. What's the question again? Because I heard what the young lady was just saying, and she absolutely is right about our vibration. I'm on a spiritual journey as well, and it's like, as far as like who you attract, if you feed yourself good energy, you will exude that with different people, that you come in contact with. But as far as the young lady that tragic situation is so disturbing. I got a chance to look at the video, and it just was like so disturbing. What did they charge? They charged the guy, right?
Well, he turned himself in, so we don't know what he's going to be charged with. But I hope he got life, and I hope them homeboys take turns on his ass for real.
Yeah, because I just can't, what was you thinking in your mind? This is the mother of your child.
Do you think he care about that?
Nah, he obviously.
He don't care about her being the mother of his damn child. He don't care about them damn kids to do that. Come on now.
And all those little girls I've seen is just so beautiful, and they gotta live with that for the rest of their life. So this world is crazy, but only thing I say to people, because me and my sister was just talking about this, is pray, because this world is just, man.
Well, y'all gonna have to do something more than praying, because it's a church on every corner, and they stay praying it, and ain't shit changing. What they say, prayer without works is nothing.
Nothing, absolutely. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But yeah, my condolences go out to her family.
I appreciate that. We really do. All right, we're gonna let you go. Calling from 216. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gigi, it's Meek.
Hey, you said Meek?
Yes, remember I talked to you a while ago.
Come on, Meek. Where my other callers at too? Indigo, you ain't here no more. But go ahead.
On a serious note, I wouldn't actually look at this because just the title of it kind of made me feel some type of way. I don't know why. A lot of our black men are doing so much. It's like I keep on seeing these things on YouTube and these stories on YouTube, and it really hurts. And I don't know exactly who could actually teach them to go into the right direction. You're right. We could pray. We could actually set examples. We can show and demonstrate. But it takes
these niggas ain't gonna pray until it's time for them to go to jail, right? That's the only time they talking about prayer. Mm-hmm. That's the only time they talk about God or their kids is when they about to do a lot of time in jail. That's it.
Exactly.
And they only say that because it's a pimping game to get the black women vote. That's the only reason why they do it. They don't mean that shit.
Yep. You're so right. I would love to sit there and say, I'm not going to say prayer don't work, but you got to be a very, very, very deep believer. For real. And that person needs to be believing too, because if you're doing it, like you said, work without, prayer without work is dead, big time.
Okay, let's just take it.
Like I said,
okay, Bobby,
no help.
Bobby and you in a relationship. Now, Bobby keep going upside your head. Bobby calling you all types of stupid hoe. Know your place, hoe. I'm tired of your shit. Now, you go up there and pray. Now, is that going to stop Bobby from going up your head?
Because when I get home, Bobby might try to do it again.
You know his ass is.
It's time to go.
I'm tired of you praying in my house,
But you got to be strong.
I'm tired of that. Shut the hell up. I'm watching the game. Go fix my ass a sandwich.
Yeah, Bobby wouldn't be around too much longer. I don't play that.
What you gonna tell Bobby, girl? What you gonna tell Bobby?
You got to get to stepping, honey. I don't
I
play
pay
that
rent
one.
up in here. I pay rent up in
That's
here.
right. I don't care how much you pay. It ain't worth my daggone sanity. I need peace.
See, TD Jakes was right about your ass. I don't feel like you giving me a space to pour in.
That ain't, look, you know that ain't happening. Gigi, you know, look, you already know. Now, come on. But I know some of our women, they are weak because they're looking for love, and they accept some of these things, and it's not something that should be accepted. Because I know daggone well I ain't about to let nobody do nothing crazy like that to me.
Well, a lot of them will, and why is that?
Because, you know what, and it's really crazy, but it depends on what they accepted when they were younger, what they've seen, especially as women. We actually are a product of our environment. And if we see, oh, shucks, mommy, she was able to deal with it, or this person was able to deal with it, they still got their man, maybe he'll change. You can't change nobody.
You're right.
If he started doing that, he going to keep doing it.
Because Bobby said, you know how many women would want to be with me? You should be thankful you got a man. You should be thankful you got a man. Huh?
Go. Like, bye, go be with them, honey. Like I said, my peace is more important. But like I said, a lot of women, they're like, okay, baby. If you're just, okay, what you want me to fix you for dinner? No.
Yeah, you heard what I said. I want some candy yams, some fried chicken, some cornbread, and make it right. You know, put your foot in that.
You'll be starving Marvin messing with Tamika. Honey.
Nah, Tamika.
That is not working.
Tamika! Get your ass up here, Tamika. Where my food at?
It ain't even working.
You over there praying. God done bless you with a good man, and you don't even know how to act.
I be praying to ask God to please help remove me from this situation. ASAP.
That's not of God. That's not of God.
Look, I want the prayer for me to move.
You are here for Bobby. You are here to support Bobby. God made you from Bobby's rib. Amen. Amen. It was
Absolutely
Bobby
not.
first. And God created you out of Bobby's rib. Amen. Know your place, woman. You are here to support Bobby. You don't have no dreams. Your dream is to make a sandwich with some goddamn good Kool-Aid. That's your dream. Your dream is to make your husband happy. That's the only dream you should be dreaming about. That's it. And you see, life would be so simple.
I wouldn't be able to walk that one, honey. Oh no. That's me not taking that walk.
I don't blame you. You know, I'm just playing.
I know.
I'm just
We do our role play. Look, we do our role play, girl. You know how we do.
She said, I know your ass playing shit.
And you know it. But
anything else you want to add?
That's all I have for you.
Huh?
I give my condolences to the family and hope them little girls they will not choose anything that like this, like their dad.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Do you think these girls gonna wanna talk to their dad in prison?
No, I don't think they will at all. Not for a while. They had to get over this type of stuff, and I think that when they get older, they're gonna really not like him because he done messed over their life of them having a relationship with their mom.
Would you want somebody to do an interview with him?
Nope.
You just don't want to hear what he got to say. I think that's good. Comment, let us know, how do you guys feel about that? Would you watch his interview if it was an interview out? Press 8 if you would want to see his interview and you'll watch it. Press 10 if you say no thank you. Okay?
I think I'd be angry as I don't know what watching it.
Yeah,
I'd be angry.
I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'll probably tune in just because I'm nosy and just to see what the bullshit he gonna say. You know, get in the mindset of a crazy demon, you know. But then again, I don't want to shine a light on him because would it create more demons because they want to shine light and they want to tell their story too?
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, Gigi. I remember I had a friend that ended up going to jail, even though they didn't actually fight the young lady, but due to the fact that it was a situation where nowadays the state picks it, the city picks it up. So the police got to come and pick up somebody because of domestic disputes. Somebody getting arrested. So they sat there, took dude to jail. He goes to court. The judge was like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing you have to say because I got everything here on paper. So that's pretty much the way I would feel. I don't want to hear nothing that he got to say because it's already out. It's not an assumption. It's reality. This is what happened. We're not assuming that it happened. It happened. So, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to hear his excuse on why.
Would you want to hear from his parents? Or you think they'd just cover up for him?
They'd be like, I just hate he did that.
That's not our Jimmy. Jimmy wouldn't do that, you guys.
Right. He must didn't take his medicine that day. No.
That wasn't him, y'all. That's not Jimmy. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Okay?
Right.
He loved it, her and the kids. He loved it them. It's sad that these parents will take up for these monsters.
They will. They'll sit right there in court, right with them too, each and every day of it. So no. But thank you, Gigi. I enjoyed talking to you.
Please call back again. All right, let's let you go. Calling from 504. You're live on the air. 504.
Hey, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gigi, this is Denny.
Go ahead.
First, I want to say thank you for being live tonight. About the guy that killed that did what he did. So there's something down here. Mental health is just off the charts right now, and I got a coworker that we kind of just got into it because they always blaming the woman, like, well, why she didn't just leave. And a lot of times people can't leave these relationships. I just had asked one of your mods, I think her name is LC. I was asking because she was saying that people, like, she wasn't taught like that you could say no, and I didn't know what she was talking about. And then she kind of explained it, and it was a situation kind of similar to my mom. When you got people here, they want you to, a lot of the women, it's like they be wanting folks to just stick in bad relationships, talking about how their grandma and their grandpa stayed together for years, and the grandpa had, like, outside people and all that. And it really shouldn't be like that. Like right now, people really do need to try to look for signs and get out of these bad relationships because you don't want nobody to lose their life. And you got a lot of people that's in relationships and they hurt. And you got hurt people just hurting other people. And it's like, what are we going to do to kind of get folks out of that? Because I done had conversations with a lot of friends when they talk about things going on in their relationship, and then they flip and turn the situation on you, talking about, well, you should mind your business or whatever. And the point is, you really care about folks. And it's on both sides, men and women. You tell them, hey, you should kind of like fall back or try to work this out or work the other out. And sometimes they don't even want your input. But when bad things happen, that's when they come to you and you feel like you in the middle. You don't want to tell somebody you need to leave this relationship alone, and at the same time, you don't want to keep them in there. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom went through it with my pa, and she went through a lot of unnecessary changes trying to keep me and my brother in, I guess, a stable home. And when she went to the hospital, she had a mental breakdown. I'll never forget being young and you talking to your mom through a door, not understanding what's happening, and this man telling me, "Oh, you gotta forgive your mom. She just goofy." It took years for me to start understanding the type of shit that woman had to go through to keep a roof over me and my brother's head. So you got men out here when they talk about, oh, the black women argue all the time and black women do this, but nobody not talking about why people do what they do. And it's a wedge that's really being driven between black women, black men, because it's just both sides, people fussing over crazy shit. But like when people say the black woman is the most disrespected person, like the most disrespected person, I'm gonna say I don't agree, because in order for somebody to be respected, they gotta care about us in the first place. And people in America, they don't care about niggas at all. So I'm gonna say that the black woman is the most I wouldn't say disrespected. She's the most underestimated person, because when you look at a lot of these jobs, you got educated sisters running around. So when that other caller was talking about black women got low self-esteem, I can't deal with that. I'm offended by that, because they got a lot of black women out there that's doing what they got to do. They making a home for themselves, their children. They got careers and shit, and they rolling with it. I just think that that's bad for somebody to act like black women just can't get it done, or they got low self-esteem, because that's not true. But they do have a lot of people out here that like to put negative stereotypes on black women, and that shit is far from the truth, because they didn't have many times when I've been trying to do something mainly different things, and I am kind of getting upset because I didn't watch my mama struggle to do shit, and I don't agree with everything that she do, but she ain't been underestimated. She's not in the best place mentally, but I know why she got that way. And it's because you trying to do something to keep a roof over people's head and stuff like that. People go through shit. They really do. So I just can't deal with people just saying that this is all about self-esteem. It's not, man, because you got people out here that's just garbage. They just got garbage people, and sometimes good people do end up with garbage folks. And you try to get them out of situations, and ain't nothing that you can do about that shit. It's not. It's hard. It's hard to get people out of stuff. No matter how much you care about it, you can't force nobody to listen to you. You really can't. So, I mean, something just got to be done, man. People just got to be in a good spot to realize what's going on. We got to build and lift each other up and try to keep our folks out of these bad situations and shit. Folks got to look out for each other. True, we got to do that, but folks also got to take some kind of responsibility. If you hurt, you know you got shit with you, don't get in a relationship. Work on yourself first. How you gonna love somebody you don't even love your damn self? That's the damn problem. That's the fucking problem right there. But nobody don't want to admit that. You just got hurt people fucking over other people. I'm sorry for cussing, but that shit is aggravating, man. Nobody don't want to keep hearing about black women being mad, black men being sad. Shit. Almost every time you hear it, they just tearing each other up. And really the truth is in the middle, because you go in these neighborhoods, you see some happy black couples. That's the truth. So miss me with that old bullshit talking about black women and self-esteem issues. They got a lot of races of people with self-esteem issues. It ain't just black women. Bullshit.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. Anything else you want to add?
No, I always appreciate when you go live and stuff like that. And I also want to thank your mom for taking the time to answer that question, because she didn't really have to do that, but she took the time to answer the question, and that was respectful. And I think the fact that she said what she said about how she felt, that was cool. And if more people would actually have conversations with their friends and their family and shit like that, maybe you could do something to prevent bad stuff from happening.
All right. Well, we appreciate you and we thank you. Shout out to LC Clark. I think that's who he was referring to. I'm not sure. All right. Let's give a caller 856. You're live on the air. 856.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, sweetie, can you hear me? I live in a city where that young woman was murdered. And I just want to say this, right? Send a shout out to her family. But in our city, right, when you put a PSA, restraining order, you really got to stay away from them. You can't play with it. You can't go back and forth. Now, I'm going to give you an experience myself. My neighbor just had a PSA on her baby father. He whooped her with a belt and busted in the head with an iron and busted with a bottle on her head. So, okay, she runs to my house with her children, and she says to me, I'm going to call the cops. So I said, okay, let me play devil advocate for a minute. If you're going to go back to them, don't call the cops because the city is going to pick up the charge. No, I'm going to call the cops. I said, listen, don't do it. The city now picked up the charge, and he now facing 3 to 5. So with that being said, young women, you are worth something. You're worth $1 million. Your children is worth $1 million. It's nothing like a mother's love to take care of her own children. Like, I feel so bad. Those little girls are so freaking beautiful. And I'm like a grandmother of 6 granddaughters, and I'm like, I'm so hurt, you know, 'cause how do you tell them something? You know what I mean? Because if it was me, they would never see their father. If I had to raise them, they would never go to that prison. They would never, ever go to that prison and see their father. Because they're old. Some of them are old enough to know to tell the little ones what happened. You gotta, in some states they got that PSA, you gotta stick to the thing. And if you feel that something won't happen, it gotta be somebody that can help these young women. I've helped over 50 young women in my neighborhood by itself. I've raised over 25 children that ain't even mine, and I got 4 of my own. Like, this is heart-wrenching, heartbreaking to see him today do that to that young lady. And she don't even live too far from where I live at. Like, this is heartbreaking. You know, we look at it like you want a relationship like your grandparents and your parents have, but they kept a lot of stuff in and we didn't see a lot of stuff. I understand that. But if you're being abused like that, that's not love, baby. That's not love at all. Love don't hurt like that. And that's all I want to say.
And we appreciate you. We really do. And prayers to the family in your city. And we thank you for your story and your voice because it's needed. All right? We're going to let you go. All right. Well, we don't have any more calls right now, but I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I really do. And just to let y'all know, half of y'all, we are family and we are blood. Because when I call upon my great-great-grandfather, 5 times my other great-grandfather, my ancestors from Africa, I know some of y'all are related. I know some of us have the same ancestors. The same ancestor, mama and daddy. Girl, I was thinking about that shit earlier. And I was like, damn, I got so many mamas, from grandmamas to great-great-grandmamas. And shit, I got a lot of mamas. I got a lot of daddies. I ain't never met, you know, they my ancestors just like y'all. But I just started thinking about that shit, you know? Because, you know, you do have a mom and a dad, then their parents times their parents. Hey, it's a lot. Wow. I know I'm off on something else, ain't it? You know? But you know, family ain't family no more. It's so many family members that's blood that don't know each other, that don't talk, ain't close like it used to be. I don't know, y'all. But comment, let us know what y'all think. And I love y'all. And I'm out. DJ, turn me up.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.